the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The traveler said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yep.
Welcome to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be windy today. We got red flag warnings and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Rain tomorrow, maybe.
That's why I went with a hat. That's why you went with the
Hatless?
bald head.
Well, I'm trying to blend.
Have you had that moment, not even since you've shaved, but have you ever had your hat blown off?
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the most annoying and at the same time, like, humiliating things that can happen to you. Because everybody's just going to stop and watch a dude just run through a parking lot to chase a hat.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite scenes from the Hot Shots movie.
Right.
The very first, where he's sitting on the ship and the hat blows off. He goes, oh, I lost my hat.
Put a lifeboat out there.
He goes, swing around, we'll go pick her up. He's like, sir, we're on a mission. I know. We'll put Robowitz in a lifeboat and have him circle and come back.
Circle and come back around in a couple days. Oh, that's great. Love that hat.
That's right. Well, one of his favorite shows. He won't miss anything. Yeah. That was a good line.
But
so.
I got to imagine that now that you're bare, you lost a little grip strength. I could be wrong. It could be exactly the opposite. It could be like a gecko.
Since I've been sans hair, there was one day it was windy and I was wearing a hat. And you know how, you know it because you do it every day just like I do. When you walk around the corner, when you go down 3rd Street, we park in the alley behind our building.
Yep.
And you have to go down the alley to get to our cars in the day, at the end of the day or in the morning or whatever. So whenever we go down, turn into the alley, usually that's like some wind tunnel, even when it's not windy. But when it's windy, it's really windy.
As soon as you hit that corner, it's just...
Yeah, and so I've had it where I've turned that corner, and the hat did a woo, and I said and clapped it down before it completely left my head.
That was an interesting sound. I never heard that before. I never heard you slapping your own bald head until just this moment.
Hey,
that's a unique sound in the universe, everybody. We did it.
Hope you got it.
That's right.
But,
we got it on tape. But your hats also are better fitting.
A little bit. Not necessarily, though. A baseball cap usually is on my head snugger.
I like a bit of a loose fit. Yeah. And that's mostly just because, I don't want it to be just like cutting off blood supply to my brain.
Whereas the caps I wear now, I literally just, and they go. Or a baseball cap, I kind of have to snug on there, fit on there. So.
Yeah, if I go like full blown, like pull it down and secure it, then it's set. Nothing's going to blow that thing off. But I like it. I like a comfort fit,
Yeah. And plus, I used to like when I go on vacation. I'll, especially my older days here, I wear a bigger, floppier hat.
Yeah,
and that one has left my head a few times. But in all fairness, that one has the little dooflotchy chin strap thing.
So that's on you.
And so it actually caught it. So
you're wearing it.
I wasn't wearing it like snug. But it was like laying in front of me, so when it blew, it kind of did a grab
you
my
just
neck.
got necked.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah. But
that's not terrible.
But
nice.
That hat was meant for flying because it's wide brim.
It's at that moment you're like, oh, that's why they do that.
Yeah. I learned that from Quigley Down Under. That's when Mr. Mustache went to Australia as a cowboy. Tom Selleck movie from
yeah.
the 90s, I think
it was 90s,
Quigley
yeah.
Down Under. I feel like there was 2 Quigley Down. Was there a sequel?
Jeez, did they make a sequel?
I don't remember if they did or not. Maybe they did, maybe not. I don't know.
Quigley 2 Australian.
I feel like there
Boogaloo?
was a second one, but maybe I don't
Let's
remember.
find out.
It's been a few years. But happy Thursday.
Yes,
welcome to it. It is going to be a little more wind blown as the day progresses here. But we do have rain chances tomorrow, which excites me a little bit. It's like a 40% chance of rain. So we shall see. I don't know. But I'm kind of looking forward to the rain. I hope we get rain tomorrow because it's rain. We need rain. So let me give you the rundown while Sean's looking to see if there's Quigley Down Under Part 2. We got a full slate for you for today's show. We're going to talk leadership, Roswell Alumni Association and their Teen Leadership Institute. Desi Aguilar and Amy McVeigh-Teas with the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association will join us. Teen Leadership Institute 2024 is happening in April, here the 19th and 20th. Deadline to register for high school juniors and seniors is coming up here, I believe, next week. So we will talk with them and get the skinny on that. Lethea Hartwell will join us in the 8 o'clock hour from the Roswell Community Little Theater. This weekend and next is their big weekends for their next play, Around the World in 80 Days.
Nice.
Opening night's tomorrow night out at the RCLT. So we'll talk about that with them. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Crystal Noble with the Roswell Humane Society will join us for her twice-a-month visit to give us an update on what's happening out at the refuge.
Nifty.
Yeah.
Well, what I found out was Quigley Down Under, while the title seemed like it would be a sequel to something, is not. It was actually just a one-off movie. Everyone knew about the Quigley series of books or Cowboy or something. Basically, yeah.
So it's basically the movie was based off a Quigley series of books?
Yeah.
Like a Louis L'Amour type thing?
Kind of, yeah. But,
Okay.
But
I feel like they made like years later another Quigley movie or
Nope,
something.
just a one-off.
Okay.
Probably for the best.
I remember kind of liking Quigley Down
It's
Under.
probably like Poirot, you know, how like there's a series of movies
Yeah.
that he does, but there's only ever one Poirot movie.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I just trying to...
People are
Why do I
screaming at the radio. It's Poirot.
I don't know. I just feel like I remember seeing like some kind of weird knockoff, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Slept since then.
Sydney Down Under. Down there.
Speaking of Australia, when I was in the Boy Scouts, we went to Australia for our jamboree. We used to have these little shakedown training camp out things leading up to that. So one of our first little quote unquote shakedown weekends was we all went over to one of the guys' house and basically camped out in his backyard all weekend. And then to learn about Australia, we watched Crocodile Dundee.
Nice. That'll do it. That'll teach you. No, here's the thing. You have to watch Crocodile Dundee, but you also have to pepper that in with the Australia episode of The Simpsons.
Well, I think
That's where you learn terms like dollary dues.
Yeah. Well,
and
in
of
all
course-
fairness, this was 1987.
That's true.
So
There's
I was
also
like,
where you learn the fantastic Australian game that everybody plays, Knifey Spoony. 5.
Going to Australia, there's like food is so different but the same there. You know, like they eat some of the same foods just at different times. Like I got SpaghettiOs for breakfast
Ooh,
on multiple occasions in Australia.
really?
And I'm like, I like spaghetti as much as the next guy, but never had them at 6 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
It's a real
Especially with
wake of
eggs
the day.
and bacon and everything.
But if you think about it, it kind of makes sense.
Oh,
you need eggs to make the noodles.
Well, and I think that's more
flour.
of a British thing because they eat beans for breakfast.
Yes.
in England.
They're big on the tomato sauce.
Yeah, so I think it's an offshoot of that.
You ever tried a full on English?
Maybe I'm saying I've never done it.
Like
but
with the roast, the tomatoes, and the blood sausage, the whole shebang.
no, because I'm out of tomatoes. But
I'm dying to. I've never done full on English, but that's one of my food goals.
that's one of these logarithms on my X feed that, for some reason, and then maybe I looked at one once and it said you must like these Because now all I ever, like, in between, I'm mad at Bush, I'm mad at Biden, I'm mad at whoever. In between those is these pictures of people cooking steak or breakfast and saying, what's missing from my breakfast? Or rate my breakfast. And 90% of the time, it's full English breakfast with the beans, the sausage, the tomatoes.
They're very specific, but it's
eggs, the bacon. And it's English bacon. It's not our bacon.
It's Canadian. It's back bacon.
Back bacon, yes. Thank you.
But they also do the sausage that they use is specifically blood sausage.
Oh, okay.
So it's made from that like I'm not a huge fan of that type of flavor. But
I'll try it because I don't know if I've had it, but I'll try it because it's meat.
Right.
I'm all meat, man. I'll eat meat.
It's one of those things that would make someone like Ron Swanson question his patriotism because you just look at you like, it's got all the things I want.
I watched a video about Outback Steakhouse, and Australia's version of Outback Steakhouse is not like ours, where we have all the like stereotypical, like the bloomin' onion, the shrimp on the Barbie. They have none of that. They have actual like food they eat in Australia.
Yeah, because like Mike, America based our entire knowledge of Australia on Crocodile Dundee.
Right. Yeah.
That's the entire reason we have a blooming onion and shrimp on the Barbie.
Everyone runs around with a boomerang, right?
Thank God Bluey's coming along to set us all straight.
Everyone owns a koala bear and a
right.
boomerang, and they all wear those hats with the thing and fold up on the side. They say good day, and they do talk funny.
Yeah, they definitely do.
It was funny because when I was in Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne.
Yes. I did. I didn't do the full on Australian version. They don't pronounce the R at the end.
No.
But when I was there,
Sorry.
I remember, like, and we're teenagers, and so you know how teenagers are, the boys, and then there was teenage girls, and we're all like, here, girls. And then of course the girls were enamored with our American accents, and that was the one time I felt like sexy foreigner ever in my life.
I don't even know I have an accent.
It was when I was in Australia. It's like, yeah, do we? And I remember the girls saying like, "Do we sound funny to you?" And we're like, yeah.
See, I
do
don't
we
know
sound
why.
funny to you? Yeah.
In my head, for some reason, because of where you're from, when you were younger, you sound like a Kennedy. Yeah, you like my accent, Sarah?
You ladies want to go down to the harbour?
I don't know why that happened in my head just now, but it did. You just sounded like a young Kennedy. Hey, you are hot ladies.
Yeah, the culture is weird in there.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Like after watching the last wrestling pay-per-view that was there, that took place in Australia, I just found out what a shoey is.
Oh yeah.
What is a shoey?
So,
do I want to know what a shoey is?
It's actually fun.
I think you do. It's
All right.
It's an Australian tradition.
What they do, apparently it is. It's where they take their shoe, they literally take their shoe, and then they pour whatever drink that you prefer, can of beer,
or whatever.
can of beer into the shoe, and then you drink out of the shoe.
Wasn't that like a German boot thing in that?
Well, that's
I think,
the boot.
yeah.
You're thinking of Beer Fest.
Yeah.
But
I think that was a German thing.
That's just Das Boot.
Even before Beer Fest, I think that was a thing.
But I feel like that was actually kind of racist if you look at it.
Maybe. I just seem to remember saying
Looking
something.
back.
I don't know.
But what I want to know is, do you put your foot back in the shoe after you drink it?
Well, you're not walking around with one shoe for the rest of the day, are you?
I don't know, man. I mean, shoes are kind of porous.
Depending upon the alcohol, it would burn away whatever
I feel like that tradition's a
nonsense is
waste
in the
of
shoe.
liquid. And the ruining of darn fine shoes. But I bet a wrestling boot could hold a bunch of
Sorry, I
beverage.
interrupted you.
To answer your question, because I would.
Well, I just saw the time. Probably should get our hour going. Our guests are here. Are both here?
Yes.
I hear two people talking.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know if they, some people, I talk to myself. I didn't know
love
other
talking
people.
to myself.
I do too all the time. So it is 7:19. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Got a cold front on the way. We'll be getting gusty wind today. Lots of sunshine, though, and our afternoon high in the low 70s. That wind could gust up to 40 miles an hour. Overnight, breezy, few clouds, and low 40s. We do have a chance of a shower or two on Friday. Partly cloudy, and we're in the mid-50s. And then for the weekend, we're back to sunshine. It will stay fairly cool. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, I didn't scroll up high enough. Bored. 52 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 43%. Wind speeds are not available right now. Guess someone kicked the wind thing at the airport. I don't know. But it's not available at the moment. But it doesn't matter. It's going to be windy today. We have a red flag warning that's going to kick in at 11 a.m. this morning. That will continue through 7 p.m. this evening. Expect patchy blowing dust between the hours of 2 and 3 p.m. today. That's very specific. Sunny with a high of 72 today. Winds will be breezy out of the southwest, 5 to 15 early, 15 to 25 later this afternoon. Could see wind gusts as high as 35 miles per hour later today as well. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 42 degrees, southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, and then they'll drop down a little bit after midnight here. Friday, the rain chances now enter the forecast. A little less wind, too, so I'll take that trade. We are looking at a 40% chance at scattered showers tomorrow, partly cloudy. High of only 54, so no short sleeves tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north at around 15 miles per hour. Friday night, we're looking at a 30% chance of rain, mainly before 2 a.m., and then if you wait up, you might see it change over to snow. However, not going to be snow for very long because overnight low is 33 under mostly cloudy skies. Winds will be out of the north 10 to 15 miles per hour. For your weekend, Saturday mostly sunny, 56 for a high. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. Pretty good, other than a little cooler. And then Sunday, we jump back up into the upper 60s, 67 for a high on Sunday under sunny skies. And then Monday, just in time for you to go back to work and school, sunny skies, highs back in the mid-70s. All right, it is 7:21. We're going to take about a 2.5-minute break, and then we'll talk Leadership Roswell Alumni Association Teen Leadership Institute 2024. That's up next. Don't go away.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes, plus new snacks and more. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all Nook's favorites from 11 to 5, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup. And find Asian Market on Facebook for updates on open times and specials.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Need new windows for your home? Beware of the sales gangster. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing and Windows here. A sales gangster is a window salesperson with the mobster mentality. They intimidate, bully, and fast talk you into buying their less than quality windows during a 3-hour pitch. Think I'm kidding? Call a few window companies and see for yourself. Or you can skip the sales gangsters and call Trustmark. We have fair, no-nonsense pricing on our premium windows, and our appointments take only about 60 to 75 minutes. Just long enough to listen to what you need, show you your options, answer your questions, and give you a straightforward quote. Then it's up to you. We can take a no just as easy as a yes, but I'll guarantee you this. No sales gangsters. Sound fair? Call Trustmark Roofing and Windows for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
It's basketball playoff season, and Pecos Valley Broadcasting has got you covered. First up, don't miss the 3-seed Lady Bulldogs taking on the 14-seed Lady Colts of Silver High Friday at 6 on KSVP AM and FM. Then on Saturday, your 15-seed Roswell Coyotes take on the Knights of Oregon Mountain at 6 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Also at 6, your 6-seed Bulldogs take on the 11-seed Tigers of Taos at 6 p.m. on KSVP AM and FM. And catch video coverage of every game worldwide at KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:24, and joining us in studio this morning from they're wearing their Leadership Roswell Alumni Association hats today. Desi Aguilar and Amy McVeigh-Tejas back with us. Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing today?
We're doing great.
Good. How's life at the Institute this morning, Desi?
Always busy.
Always busy. Of course. Let's see. Like this time of year, what do they kind of get? Are they getting
just
into
past midterms?
Yeah,
so.
just getting through midterms. So now we're on the downward slide, wrapping up the semester. Believe it or not, we're only a month or two away.
Another week, and then we'll have spring break after that.
Oh wow! It's just time zipping by. We'll be seeing graduation ceremonies in a week or two.
Early graduation for us.
Yes.
Oh wow! Yeah.
But
May 4th.
May 4th.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Ooh, Star Wars Day.
Yeah, even before Mother's Day, because usually it's aligned with Mother's Day. Huh? Wow.
There's going to be a few I'm just going to warn you now, there's going to be a few Star Wars nerds in the graduating class that are going to take that May the 4th be with you stuff to the full extreme. Especially since it's our graduation day.
Well, we don't do caps and gowns.
But they do lightsabers.
Watch out what's under that uniform.
And robes.
The pockets or whatever. The pockets.
That's
that's
right.
funny.
Well, this time of year also reminds us of another thing, and that's Leadership Roswell Alumni Association's annual teen leadership event. How many years now it's been a long time.
It's a long time.
20-some years.
Over 20 for sure.
Yeah.
So.
And it's evolved over the years a little bit. They've added more and more to the curriculum, and it's even bigger and bolder than ever. And and this is an opportunity for high school juniors and high school seniors for 2 days of just. It's fun because it's a lot of fun team building and leadership building exercises and activities, but it's intense too because it's group activities, learning on stuff. So it's really these youth coming together in 2 days as a group to overcome and learn and by through osmosis and by doing they kind of learn leadership skills and things like that. And regardless of what your student wants to do with their life, whether they want to go to college, whether they want to jump right into the military, whether they want to start their own business or they want to, I don't know, go to a trade school or whatever, go hike in the mountains, go on walkabout or whatever they do in Australia. Whatever you do, the skill sets from this course will serve them well and give them. And by the way, there's an opportunity to get some scholarship money too. Yes. That's the little icing on the cake there too.
It's the carrot sometimes that gets them in, but then they're happy that they showed up.
Yeah, but Desi, kind of talk a little bit about some of the kind of things that the students do during the 2-day event.
Well, we are just doing a 2-day one this year. Last year we did, I think, 2.5, but we're going to condense it even more because they've got so much to do. We're changing it up a little bit this year.
Gotcha.
Traditionally, we've been staying only at the Institute and doing everything there. This year we decided to kind of go back to our roots and expand into the community a little bit more.
Get out and about and off the property a little bit. Yeah.
Utilize the Roswell resources that we do have. So
we're going
to hit a few new ones this year and expand our horizons a little. But, we did learn a lot last year. And, of course, the one thing that we hear every year after the end, we take a little survey of the kids and the one thing they say is, "Oh, we want more. We want more."
Yeah.
They always wish it was longer, and
that's the consistent. If there's a knock that we get every year, that's the one we get is there's not enough of it. We want more.
Right.
And so we're trying to. And so this year we're trying to compact more, but with less time, but utilizing streamlining and
we've taken the lessons we've learned past few years, and
as a good leader does.
Right. And we still do it.
Right. That's right.
That's something you'll probably learn in the teen leadership course.
Lots of lessons.
Part of leadership is you're learning your whole life, and even when you think you know it all, there's always something new to learn. And that's life. That's how life.
Yeah, but we'll be seeing a few new things and trying those out and seeing how those work. And so,
and the course by design is designed to challenge the students a little bit, put them not obviously in unsafe situations, but put them out of their comfort zone a little bit. That's what it's...
Step out of the box.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of, to give them a chance to lead, to serve, to work in an environment that puts a little stress, that forces them to rely on some of the skills they're learning to navigate through the challenge that they're trying to get through. And that's what this class is really all about. It's something that I think our younger kids through the way life is now, is getting less and less of. And it's that real problem-solving skills that, we live in a world where everything's handed to us now, and you push a button and things come to us and stuff like that. And there comes a time, when the button don't work, when the thing that you just say happens, and you got to figure out how to do all that stuff. And just because us and older folks grew up in a time where we had less technology, and you wanted it, you fixed it yourself, kind of thing. We had more opportunity to exercise and do those types of things.
Right.
Where youth today may not have as many of those opportunities. Therefore, something like this is that much more important, because regardless of opportunity, there will be a time in their life where they're going to be like, uh-oh, I got to figure this one out. And without the skill set to figure out how to go through the process of doing that, then you're not really giving your children all the tools they need to navigate to be good adults. And so that's look at break this down to its core. It is for especially juniors and seniors, where they're getting into that transition in life where they're going to start doing more and more of their own decisions and their own things. That's a critical time to give them the tools so they can help make the right decisions when that time comes. And so this 2 days, it's going to, you see the fun, and they're trying to do all the different challenges. But at the end of the day, you're preparing them for when the real world problems hit them as adults later in life. And that's what this is about.
And every year we kind of go by a theme. Last year we had a service theme, and the kids each was put into a team, and we're doing teams again this year. And so each of the teams was challenged to do a community service project, and all of them followed through to do little projects around. They helped in like community kitchen. They did cleanups and helped at the
so a lot of
Humane
awareness
Society.
was brought in too, where some of these kids may not known of these opportunities that to serve, and the ones that find the servant's heart tend to gravitate towards those afterwards.
And
so
this year we're going to go a little different. We're going to do a resilience thing to kind of teach them how to bounce back when they've had hurdles
and dig deep.
Yeah, because guess what? We all get knocked down in life. Some more than others, but we all do, and it all happens. And really, that's the life lessons. We're all going to get knocked down. It's what you do after that. That's what shows what
we're going to
you're made
focus a little more on that this year.
Good.
I think
deal.
my favorite part of this program is unification. Unifying. So we have teams that represent probably every school, and they keep their red and blue or whatever color at the door, if you will, come together and unify themselves. And now more than ever, whether it's our country, world, state, county, whatever, we need that more than ever. And I think it's very impactful, because I know they're generating relationships that can kind of unify, and certainly our community needs that,
Absolutely.
More than ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when they do come into our program, we do take away all those identifying markers, and we give them a T-shirt from us and say, okay, everybody's wearing this shirt today.
They all have the same shirt,
and nobody knows who's from where.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And very quickly, it doesn't matter. That's the cool part.
You get in the real world. It doesn't.
Absolutely. Well, you're right, and well, it
North,
forces
south, east, west, all that.
Because I think by just our human nature in our brains, how we, we tend to herd together into people that kind of seem like us, kind of thing. That's just our natural tendencies. And so this kind of shakes that up and says, you know what? Take off your natural tendencies, just get together. But what really happens is they're like, oh, those things that we thought were different, that's not as big, but we have a lot more in common than we realize. And so they're like, oh, red, blue, what? Remember, we all love the burritos at so-and-so. You know what I mean? It really turns from the things that separated us to the things that make us common. And that's what they learn about each other. And quite frankly, that's a model right out of the military, because military, you can have all the opinions you want.
Blend everyone.
But when it comes to military and getting everyone on the same page, there's nobody better than doing that.
And again, this year we are taking kids from all over the area.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not just Roswell.
Yeah, it's all over Southeast New Mexico, basically.
I think that's one of our goals. We would love to see as many schools and communities, even small little communities, these unpolished gyms.
We had one from Fort Sumner last year.
Yes,
awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Good deal. So maybe throw the gauntlet to, I don't know, Hobbs or Lovington.
And we'd love Dexter and Hagerman and Lake Arthur.
Invited Artesia again.
And even up in the valley, whether it's Hondo or Capitan
or
Ruidoso.
Lincoln, some of those areas.
Yes.
Yeah, come on down.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, kids from all over there. We'd love to have, even if you're one of the 7 people up there in Roosevelt County. Come on down here.
Well, seriously.
And homeschoolers, too.
Yeah, that's right.
And homeschoolers.
Yeah,
that's a big deal. We've had homeschoolers.
The only requirement is they have to be a high school junior or a high school senior.
Right.
And let me remind you, if you've come before as a high school junior and now you're a high school senior, you're more than welcome to come for a second. Even if you were one of the lucky ones to be awarded a scholarship. You can double dip here. We're okay because
we had a couple of juniors win last year.
We did.
Yeah. And so come on back, see if you can.
Some of the strong ones, the challenges out there, those juniors really showed up last year.
See if you can two-peat here.
And we'd love some juniors this year showing up, those juniors from last year.
But and here's the thing: the scholarships are really awarded by your class, your group. They it's done. The people that are earned it are really selected by their peers. They have the big say in who gets those. So that's what makes it a little bit more special for these kids when they earn these scholarships, because it's something that their own peers said they are the ones worthy of. And it's usually
we do a scoring system to where they have input.
Yeah,
and we have team leaders now too, and we have some adult team leaders and some team leaders who have been previous winners.
Good deal.
All blended in.
And they kind of get in there too.
It's fascinating that balance is there.
We get a lot of input and
put
it all together. So it's not necessarily a popularity contest. It's
not.
But that's
if you show up for that, you're not gonna.
It's not about that.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing too, because people on the outside, you go in day one, they're going to think it's a popularity contest.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the beauty in the course, because by the end of it, it's not about What tends up to be the popularity is merit and how the group interactions all go. It's really that's why you don't do it at the beginning.
They all come out as winners. And the ratio is a phenomenal ratio is there. We max out at 30. There's no charge. But you've got a 1 in 30 chance to bring a scholarship out. And I think at the end of the day, you're winning with a certificate that's going to go on your resume.
It's going to serve that person the rest of their lives. And I guarantee
take away a lot more.
There's going to be a moment in time in their life where something's going to hit the fan, and they're going to go back to this, and it's going to save their bacon. That's just it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Sometimes.
But the land of manana is upon us,
and
they need to apply.
Yeah,
how many times have we said that on the radio?
Oh, that's a phrase. I just need to have a hot button. Land of manana.
Yeah, you probably say it every day, right?
That's right. But yes, the actual event will be April 19th and 20th. However, the deadline to register is what, next week here?
March 15th.
March 15th. Yes, that's just about a week away.
Yeah,
less, I think.
That's a week from tomorrow.
Week from tomorrow, yeah. So you got to get this in now. And like you said, it is limited to 30 students. Yeah. We can't take 31.
No.
We will not take 29. We'll take 30.
There you go.
But it's capped at 30, and I guarantee there will be 30 students. We will max out. After 20 plus years of doing this, there is a bit of word getting out that this is a pretty good thing. So some people know. We're just trying to tell the rest of you they haven't heard about it yet. And if you have a high school junior, a high school senior, please sign up. Probably the best way to sign up is which probably the easiest at this point.
Well,
most convenient.
All the high school counselors have copies of the flyer, but it's also on our Facebook page on the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association. It's on there. We have.
If you got the flyer, it has the QR code on the flyer, which you can find on Facebook and all that.
Let's be very clear. There are not paper applications.
Right. Yes. It's all online this year.
You all have to link to that QR code.
Except the ones we just printed right there.
I mean, I'm not sure. Even if you have more have any questions, you can even call the Historical Society at 622-8333 for more information, because I think that was it. We're doing things a little bit different.
Well, I will tell you this. Paper and all that costs money. And any expense that we can eliminate to keep for scholarships, then guess what? We're going paperless.
And thank you for listening. The challenge is on. If you're listening and you think, I don't have a high school junior or senior, this This doesn't reflect on myself. We want to challenge every business in Roswell, group, organization to support what we're doing.
Absolutely.
We're a group too, and we need support. We want more
Absolutely.
scholarships. We want to step up the game. We'd love the best.
Yeah, all
for
our
these
scholarships
kids
are
too.
through generous donations
Right.
by people and things.
And we have expenses too. We're doing things
Right.
different,
Yeah.
and we're saving money, but we want it to be the best that they can. And we have some amazing sponsors, truly
Right.
amazing sponsors that are going to help us.
Well, NMUR this stepped
Yay.
up big this year, so they're going to be helping us
If anybody
out.
understands
And we-
the importance of
And we've
education and
got
training,
new
it's
sponsors, right?
Yeah.
New, great opportunities.
Awesome.
New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy, good for them.
Oh,
for their
good.
stepping up, and they're like, hey, we want to be a part of this. So
I would
huge
imagine
thank you.
they probably have some kids that probably benefit from this
Well,
program or
they
two,
probably
I'm
do.
imagining.
Right. And key word.
Of course, they're
it
learning
is
a lot of
open.
the same stuff over at your challenge, too. They'd be
But
like, oh, yeah, we do
different.
this. At our...
But you know what, too? They can see their value by just coming into different environment. I think that's the best thing about it. We don't care where you're from.
Well, for them, it's good to
We
work
want-
with others because
Yes.
in you challenge, you kind of work with your same
Well,
core.
in the Mexico Military Institute,
We-
too.
we
They're
have
trying to
cadets every
bend
year.
their-
And in MMI, yeah, it's-
We love them to come out, and they
Yeah.
really love it. I think that's the thing that
I've
we
already
love
got
the
some maps
most.
from them, too.
So we're and the challenge is on because we do not have a lot of all the schools represented.
Yeah. I
So
think
we
the
wanna
timing is a
challenge
little
this.
bit different this year. We're holding it later in the year than we usually
Right.
do.
Yeah, that's right, because usually it's in the end of March. If I
It's in
remember right.
March.
Yeah.
And there's never a good time because
Yeah.
if we do it in March, it's either athletics or sports
Yeah.
or whatever.
And then
There's
other
never a
times of the
good
year,
time.
those are kind of locked down with others.
Well, and weather, we've been freezing cold outside.
It snowed the last couple of years.
Snowed, it's rained.
So-
Now we'll be hot and it'll be windy.
So you're the
Oh,
reason we
come
get
on.
snow in March.
That's it. TLI's been doing that. See, we just love to stir it all up. I
Yeah.
love snow, so.
But yeah, it is such a great opportunity. Trust me, I guarantee your high school junior, high school senior will come out with just a probably a different outlook on things after that 2-day course here. They're just gonna it really it's and because Desi and I, we've done military, been in the military, and so we've experienced those changes and seeing that stuff. Things like this is kind of like that, but on like a quicker, faster level. It's very, as someone on the outside watching it it's pretty cool to see. But it's really you, and over the course of 2 days, you watch the kids change. You watch them, when they're all kind of standing a little bit, and maybe not too social with each other, kind of in their little things. And by the end of that 2 days, you would have thought that they've known each other for 10 years.
They always want more.
And I'm not going to lie, we've had to dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
Sometimes the response is different. Oh, and while I'm thinking about the challenges out, the Leadership Roswell class this year, they're new to this. Right. If you are part of the Leadership Roswell class this year, the challenge is on for you guys to be involved because you're part of the family, right?
Yep.
So we want that class. We'll be presenting.
They're the
for
fresh blood, too. We're all
That's
getting old and grizzled. These are the
right.
youngins.
Oh, yeah. Bring it on. We need the fresh.
Pass the gauntlet.
But yeah, they just matter of fact, Leadership Roswell yesterday was it Wednesday? Yeah, they did the FLETC run yesterday, so they got a chance to go out to the law enforcement.
Always a fun one.
The day I didn't get to drive cars, but I got to shoot guns.
Oh,
they were busy with the cars. They were training, so we didn't have time.
Oh,
But I ain't gonna lie,
so much fun.
I had more
We
fun
got
with the
to do
guns. Like
both.
that's the first time
everybody's
I've
fun.
had a 9mm like full automatic gun.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I just went, and it was like fun. It wasn't like, because normally I've shot M16s and everything, and that's a workout. This is like, it's just like, I mean, it didn't because they would have jacked me up, but I felt like you could easily just, it was just crazy with this thing.
And I love
It
the
was
women
cool.
that come to light. These
Yeah.
little women, Deb Balthaser in our class, she was like going for it more like, let's go.
I've never been
Yes,
able to put
people.
30 shots like kind of on a paper.
Right.
It was wow. It was so cool
that is
because I'm used
just
to
fun.
M16s like.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway,
Really
sorry.
funny.
It was
Good
a lot
times.
of fun.
Good
Another
times.
plug for Leadership Roswell.
That's
You get
true.
to one of the many things you
Great
get to do as part of the Leadership
opportunities.
Roswell here. But in the meantime, sign up this week. Like we said, drop dead by close of business next Friday, March 15th. We've got to get these applications.
We've got deadlines too that we have to meet. So,
But I'm
that's why
telling
we
you,
set that.
we are capped at 30. So for you
And
to
that's a
guarantee,
firm deadline, too, right, Des?
Yeah,
We have
we can't accept more than 30, and we
Right.
can't extend the deadline. So please get it in. We're going to get and unfortunately, it's going to be. It happens every year. It's one or two that's like, hey, can we get in? So it's like, sorry, we're at 30.
Oh, and it reminds me, last year we had some alternates, and our alternate last year was a life-changing scholarship recipient.
Oh,
so
cool.
oh man, I'm an alternate. Last year's alternate got a scholarship, right?
And she's junior.
Nice.
So watch out. You better watch out. She might be coming back.
Put it this way, don't think she's an alternate now.
No, not at all.
She's drafted.
I'm pretty sure she's going to apply this year.
Oh, that's amazing. If you want to be a sponsor, please email teenleadershipinstitute@gmail.com. Sponsorship means gift cards. to help us
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry. Roswell Teen Leadership @gmail.com.
Yes.
Or you can even call the museum. You can message Mike Winters through the radio.
We'll
we
get
need
you to the right-
sponsors. We got a gift card to Sam's or something. We would love more gift cards to get refreshments.
Right.
No amount is too small.
Absolutely.
If you give us a $25 Sam's gift card, we're all in. But we need sponsorships.
Yeah, it's used for
of all
logistics
kinds.
and everything else for the event and things. And obviously, larger amounts go towards scholarship money and things like that, too. So, however you feel comfortable helping or able to help, it would be a blessing to the teen leadership. It's such great things, but we also run it very grassroots. Like it's Desi, and we have a select group of people that every year they're the ones that foster and do this, and it's and they're out knocking doors and holding their hands hat in hand, asking for help and doing all this, and we do all this to keep it the way it is, to make sure we can get these scholarships, to keep it so money is not a burden, to get these kids an opportunity for leadership.
Free to apply, free to attend.
Yeah,
The kids pay nothing.
Yeah, so help us out by offsetting the cost by donating any way you can. That would be helpful.
Including swag bags. We'll need 30 of anything that's appropriate. But shout out to the Roswell Chamber yesterday. I think we've got 5 or 10 items from the Roswell Chamber to put in. Even items like that, you could call the chamber, you can call the Historical Society, email.
If you want to think like a 17 or 18-year-old, that might be a good, things a 17 or 18-year-old would like. That would be, go to that brain and think about that kind of stuff.
And it'll get promotion for your businesses as well.
For sure. For sure.
Well, teenagers love food. I don't care what anybody says.
30 of the things. Gatorade.
30 gift cards to your restaurant.
30 gift cards to Sonic, Starbucks. Yeah, but anything like that.
And if you put Flaming Hot on it now, I think that kind of... I think they got ice cream, Flaming Hot ice cream. It is everything. Like, when did this Flaming Hot thing start all of a sudden?
That's funny.
But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, we'd love to get more support. It's such a... There's a reason why this has been going on for 20 years. Because it's a great program, and every year people see the benefits from it, and that's why it continues to go and keeps growing. And like you said, we get people every year saying, man, we want more of this. We want more of this. Trust me, we would love to be able to do more of this, but we'd have to work time and everything else here. But sign up, get your 17 or juniors and seniors, high school. If I don't care. If they're in Roswell, if they're in Hagerman, Dexter, Lake Arthur, Carlsbad, Fort Sumner, Las Cruces, don't care.
Get to Roswell.
Get to Roswell.
Pango, wherever.
And the homeschoolers, don't forget those guys.
Homeschoolers.
Yes.
If
Private school.
If you're a high school junior or a high
school
senior, that's all we require from you.
Yeah,
And-
early college, university high. Those
absolutely.
Yeah.
And please apply, and please, like I said, first come, first serve. First 30 on this, and in March 15th, next Friday, is your drop dead deadline to get applications in. Go look for Leadership Roswell on Facebook. Find the flyer, scan the QR code on the flyer here. And there's the application and everything there.
It's on the
Fill it
chamber
out.
announcements.
It's on the chamber announcements. If you go to the history, Roswell M history, there's a link there to it. There's a lot of stuff. Just when you get on, go on your Facebook, type in Leadership Roswell, it'll pop right up, and then you can do your QR code.
We need past scholarship recipients to be involved. We need a couple too.
Sure.
So if somebody's listening and has a child or student that was a past recipient, we need some involvement there.
Excellent. Yeah.
So
look, and plus it's just fun to see where are they now.
Well, that's the thing.
We'll take all the help we can get.
Yes.
Yes. And that's the cool part about this. Like, because you were saying earlier, you had past graduates, or I guess you could say, of the course that also serve on the staff of it now. So that's that full circle moment where and that's so much more special because these particular individuals were sitting in the exact same shoes as these young people are today. So if anybody can relate, because they've actually went to the course as a student,
What
now
does that
they're
tell you?
seeing
They
it
still
from
want to
that.
come back.
Yeah, and so that to me that is the evidence of how good a program is. When you're seeing that kind of involvement, that means people are dedicated. It's no different than like companies. If you're looking to work for a company and you see that company has a lot of people that have been working there 20, 30 years, odds are that's a pretty good company to work for. If you see a bunch of people, it's like, oh, the veterans like 3 years under their belt, you're like, red flag. Just telling you.
One of our past scholarship recipients referred to us as being in the life changer business, and I think that's really cool because that's our intention. That's what's there. And huge shout out to I want to shout out, I know he's not listening, but Eric Everetson. He may not live here in Roswell, but his hand is in this, helping us with this class right now. And what an honor and privilege that is to just have a group effort. When people move on and are doing great things, they still have their hand in here, unifying us and making this. I mean, we elevate every year, and I want to thank Desi and Eric and our group for that's our intention.
Well, that shows y'all's passion and their passion.
It is
because
for sure.
You know, life happens, life goes on. We all do that, but they still like, okay, I can still. It's still in my heart. What can I do to, even though I'm a million miles away or not there to do what I used to do? What can I do from where I'm at to help them? And I'm sure he's got a whole new life and a whole new set of things he's working on in there. Yes. But he still comes, you know what I mean? That's what that love, because, you know, people like that when they go to a new place, just don't sit idly by while they're sitting in their new place. You know what I mean?
Their heart's here too.
That's not that nature.
That's right.
So he's probably got a plate full of stuff in his new home that he's working on too, and getting established. So that's really great. And you're right. It's so cool but again, that's the bonds that this forms too. And
sure.
And I would even venture a guess. Yeah, these kids are only together for 2 days. I'm going to bet one or two of these little matchings or a couple will probably stay in contact. Either their lives parallel and they go together somewhere, or the world we live in now is so easy to stay connected through social media that they'll probably have a relationship the rest of their lives.
Well, I'm telling you right now, Team Pink from last year is still communicating. So we are. And it is. You know, we will always be Team Pink or whatever, but it is. It's a big deal. And I just want to thank Leadership Roswell Alumni Association. This is the child from Leadership Roswell Alumni Association.
They're our biggest sponsor.
I would,
sure.
you know, like Leadership
Physically,
Roswell,
literally, everything.
The Alumni Association has really a couple things that they passion project on.
Yep.
But I would argue this is the biggest one. This is the tentpole one, the one that we feel like we put our biggest stank on.
Well,
you know
it's the future
I mean?
generations, that's for sure. It is the future.
Yeah, I mean, we love our banquet and all. These are important to us too, but the kids and the youth, there's something
I'm fascinated to know that full circle moment if we've had those kids from the teen leadership that have gone back through leadership. Those are those full circle moments.
We're gonna have to get Rick Kraft to do a little investigating on his side.
Challenges.
I don't know that it's happened, but I should. Those are the life when the next one's sitting here.
I feel like there's got to be. After 20 years, there's got to be a kid.
My son.
Yes.
Yes.
That's really exciting.
Good deal.
Yes.
Excellent. So again, sign up. April 19th and 20th is the Teen Leadership Institute 2024. It is 2 days for high school juniors and seniors. It's such a rewarding, amazing experience. Sign up. Deadline to sign up is March 15th. However, 30 people is our real cap. That's the deadline. If we hit 30 people before March 15th, then it's done before March 15th. That's that's just how these.
There will be alternates.
There will be. So don't wait till March 15th to get your applications in.
Please
Get her done today, tomorrow. That's
Plus, it's all online, so if you have any glitches, make sure you get those taken care of before the 15th.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That's a good sign of leadership.
We're actually asking the kids to do a video.
A video.
Oh, nice.
As part of the presentation too. So
we live in a world with it's so much easier to do that now. You know,
TikTok
it's like,
world.
Yeah,
I was asked that yesterday. Are y'all really asking to? Yes, we
they
are.
probably like, sweet, don't have to write a paper. It's a video. You know what I mean?
A little bit of all of it. A little.
Yeah,
it's not that long.
No, it's really really, and I mean, it would not take that long. So if they're thinking we don't need the excuse, we
1 to
don't
2
have
minutes, I think
time.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, come on.
You do
Yes,
that more
so-
than that in your English class on a Tuesday. Yeah,
You
it'd
know
be
you're
fine.
on social media every night. Take a moment to make the video.
That's
Come
right.
on now.
I heard you talking. You said more than 5 minutes.
Exactly. You know they're posting and doing.
Right.
So
Y'all
take
covered
the
like
time.
60 issues in 5 minutes. You can knock this out.
That's right.
Absolutely. But good. Come on down. It's going to be a great thing. It's
Roswell Teen Leadership at gmail.com.
Yes, email.
If they need more information.
questions, need a link to the application, all that, you can get through that
I'll
email.
send it
So,
to you.
good deal. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Anytime, and I
Thanks,
know
Mike.
both of you got 12 things to do from here on out, so we'll let you go get off to do your busy
In the next
slew of
hour.
things. Right.
There you go.
I mean, tell my mate I dragged you late if you want to goof off for 30 minutes or something. You know, I'll cover for you.
There.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
All right, it is 7:55. Let's do your Wall Street business update and quick break before news. Don't go away. Oh, and your Chaves County sports update.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell told lawmakers on Wednesday that the central bank expects to cut interest rates at some point this year, but not until policymakers have gained confidence the war on inflation is won. U.S. wholesale inventories fell more than initially thought in January, which could negatively impact economic growth estimates for the first quarter. The head of the National Transportation Safety Board has criticized Boeing for failing to provide some key records and other information sought in its ongoing investigation into the January 5th Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9 mid-air cabin door emergency. NTSB investigators have sought the names of 25 people who work on door plugs at Boeing, but have not received them from the company. Shares of Foot Locker slumped 27% on Wednesday after the retailer projected 2024 profit below Wall Street expectations. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop invites you to move on in and check out the fantastic selection of threads, fabrics, and patterns. Take advantage of a huge sale on Brother Sewing Machines. If you just want to tune up on your own machine, bring it on over for in-house maintenance. And with free lessons at the Calico Cow, you can learn from some of the absolute best. Let's keep the tradition and art of sewing going. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell, right behind Farley's. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Springtime is the perfect time to visit Martin's Jewelry and Gifts in Roswell with an unparalleled selection of jewelry and gifts for the season. Easter will be here soon. Celebrate with beautiful jewelry, medals, crosses, picture frames, and keepsake boxes too. Mother's Day is on the way, and Martin's can personalize any piece for a one-of-a-kind gift. Celebrate your graduate with gold and silver pendants, rings, earrings, chains, EcoDrive Citizen watches, and more. And with store-wide savings up to 50%, you can't lose. Layaway or right-away, spring into Martin's Jewelry and Gifts, 3301 North Main in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Let's talk a little baseball. Baseball season is underway. The Goddard Rockets have already played a couple of games on Saturday, beating Farmington by a score of 5-4. That's always a good victory if you can beat Farmington. But then lost to Rio Grande by a score of 4-3. This was a doubleheader played at Rio Grande High School in Albuquerque. Next up for Goddard will be March the 14th against Ruidoso at home. Roswell baseball begins today in a tournament. I believe this is in Alamogordo, not certain, but they'll start against Valencia. The Coyotes will today at 5 o'clock. Then tomorrow the game is set against Alamogordo. That'll be played at 11 o'clock. Saturday, it's El Paso Leadership Academy East, which has already played 11 games. They are 7-4. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:59, closing in on 8 o'clock here. Town Hall News coming up in just a few short seconds. Stay tuned next hour here around 8:15 or so. Alethea Hartwell and maybe some others will be joining us from the Roswell Community Little Theater. Tomorrow night is opening night for their next big show, Around the World in 80 Days. Showtimes will be tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon, and then they'll do it all over again next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well. So we'll talk about that next hour. Town Hall News next. We'll be back. Don't go away.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Got a cold front on the way.
That's not what I was supposed to play.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
Writing on tonight's State of the Union speech, his poll numbers are at historic lows, and more than 6 in 10 Americans have serious doubts about the 81-year-old president's ability to handle the job. The speech also comes as illegal immigration is top of mind among many Americans.
I certainly hope he addresses the actual border crisis that he created. This is the power that he has as through executive order to be able to address this, and he up until now has not. His policies have actually made our country less safe.
Iowa Republican Congresswoman Ashley Hinson, House Speaker Mike Johnson predicts Mr. Biden will proclaim the State of the Union is strong when Johnson says everybody knows it's actually in decline. Alabama's Republican Governor Kay Ivey has signed a bill that provides legal protection to IVF providers and patients in the state. With violent crime skyrocketing in New York City's subways.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul says that she will deploy 750 members of the National Guard and 250 state troopers and transit officers to help the New York Police Department check bags at the subway entrances to better protect those in the subway system.
They shouldn't worry about whether someone's going to brandish a knife or gun.
The governor's security plan also includes a legislative proposal to ban people from trains for 3 years if they are convicted of assaulting a subway passenger.
Anyone looking to do harm or spread fear on our subways, you will be caught, plain and simple. There will be consequences. This has to end. New Yorkers deserve no less.
I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Philadelphia police searching for several gunmen who opened fire on a group of high schoolers waiting to board a city bus yesterday. 8 teenagers are wounded. 1 remains in critical condition. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 170 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
India's leader Narendra Modi making his first official visit to Kashmir's main city since India stripped the disputed region of semi-autonomy back in 2019.
Elaborate security arrangements have been put in place for the visit of the Indian Prime Minister as separatist rebels continue to carry out sporadic attacks. Drone surveillance has been increased and additional checkpoints have been set up. Mr. Modi will inaugurate several development projects. Reports say thousands of government employees have been asked to attend Mr. Modi's public rally at a stadium in Srinagar. The visit comes weeks ahead of India's national elections, in which Mr. Modi is widely expected to win a third term.
The BBC's Embarrassing Eddie Rajan. China's exports and imports for the first 2 months of the year topped expectations, an indication that demand may be improving. News and analysis at townhall.com. The feds say ground cinnamon sold in some discount stores is tainted with high levels of lead.
The Food and Drug Administration issued a safety alert on Wednesday about the products. They include cinnamon sold at the Dollar Tree and Family Dollar stores, among others. The cinnamon contains lead at levels that could be unsafe for people, particularly children, with prolonged exposure to the spice. Consumers should not buy the products and should throw away any containers they have at home. FDA officials launched what they called a targeted survey of cinnamon products after a recall of lead-tainted cinnamon applesauce pouches sickened nearly 500 children. Keith Peters reporting.
The man who shot and killed 18 people in Maine last year had significant evidence of traumatic brain injuries. That's according to a brain tissue analysis by Boston University researchers. The results of that analysis released by the family of Robert Card. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce. I just killed the music.
Did you?
Yeah. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, I think when you touch it,
I hate that that's my superpower.
Freaked my board out, and I had to hit the button again. Because the button said, I think it went to audition.
Oh, okay.
When you hit the thing, and it switched it through your magic fingers.
The deuce, ladies. Magic fingers, huh?
That's right. They're magic.
Mm-hmm.
Statically charged. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it.
I just realized tonight's the State of the Union.
Oh, is it?
Thursday generally is a good TV night.
Mm-hmm.
Like Thursday night. So I'm a little worried they're going to mess up my programming.
Everything's just going to get pushed back an hour.
But here's the problem. So that's when you go to the DVR, right?
Uh-huh.
But when they do these live TV things, sometimes your DVR thing gets screwed up.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go to watch whatever's next, and I got to watch 30 minutes of the response.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to watch my show.
This is one of those moments where not being connected to the cable is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Because as somebody who's a fan of a program that's aired on so many different mediums that I don't necessarily get to take it all in,
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that there's the internet to later give me the really, really important bits.
Yeah.
And cut out all that nonsense. It's giving me the really good part. It's like the fillet of the steak. I don't need that gristle. Cut all that out.
I'm so ingrained in gristle that I need a little gristle.
You can I can cut away from and find out the programming and find out the important bits later.
Yeah. And to be honest, I got a meeting tonight, so I'm probably going to be in late anyway to get to my TV. But like there's a couple shows on Thursday that my wife and I are pretty regular watchers of. And like one of our shows we usually watch, like last week normally is on a Tuesday night, but the channel, I don't remember which one, ABC, NBC, I don't remember, had some local programming for 30 minutes. So the show I wanted to watch, they did re-air, but at like 12:30 at night.
Oh.
So I was like, my show's not on tonight. And then I looked on my DVR the next day and it was there. I was like, huh. And then I realized it recorded at 12:30 at night.
Right.
And so there might be some of that going on here.
So your DVR is set to record all instances that pop up on the TV guide?
Well, depending on the show. I have it set up to where it records the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
And I set it up so it doesn't record the repeats, just the new ones. So
I learned that lesson when I first got my first DVR and said, I want to record The Simpsons. I'll record all new and repeats.
Yeah.
I woke up the next day, I had 93 episodes.
Yeah, right. So I set it that way, and so certain shows that I know, I just automatically set to record. And sometimes I watch them live, sometimes I don't. And
Mhm.
they're there regardless. And I'll just delete later if I've already seen it.
Right.
So that's usually my DVR tendencies.
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays are kind of lull nights for me as far as like programming goes. There's not as much out there, so it's kind of my nights to kind of let's see what else there is.
Now
let's get weird and experimental with it.
We like because we like Sheldon and Ghosts.
Yeah.
Those are funny shows. We do watch Next Level Chef. That's kind of fun to watch.
There was somebody put up a post on remembering Roswell or one of those like questions, and I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody basically said something going on with the antenna in town. It's like I'm too old to get out and fiddle with it, and I can't make it through my night without my little Sheldon.
That's cute.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Well, he's not so little no more.
But yeah, with the weather the way it's been, it's really been messing with the antenna TVs.
Has it?
The local programming.
I thought it all went digital now.
It is. It's digital, but even digital gets affected by cloud cover and stuff. It basically
What's
the
the point of
difference is
digital?
the difference is between whereas before it would get fuzzy and like
Now
cloudy,
it gets pixelated.
Now it just gets really pixelated and like choppy, which is super fun to watch.
So to be honest, you could still watch a show in snow. Just saying.
Yeah, I spent most of my childhood watching shows through snow.
Yeah, I mean, a little hard with the digitize, but I've seen many a show.
That's the thing. This generation will never
Through snow.
understand. Like the current generation will never understand the struggles that our generation went through to view through programming, to view the things that were blocking programming.
Yeah, things like I can't get the antenna going. We ain't watching MASH tonight. You know what I mean?
The screen is wavy, but hey, the sound is still there.
Yeah. There's a reason why you always saw the big TV that's broke and then the 13-inch TV sitting on because that big one's just way too heavy to move. But then you could tie the antenna in and the foil balls and everything else so you can get your signal.
You're utilizing it's kind of like it's really the Native American way of
I'll
living.
never forget when my dad, and then we probably should wrap this up since our guests are here, but I'll never forget when my dad, we moved, and this was like 1980. We moved into our house down in Southern Maryland and everything. And of course, no cable, no nothing. And I remember when Dad finally got an antenna to put on the roof. But they didn't put it on the roof. They put it in the attic. Like, that was the move at that time, to put the antenna in the attic. And I don't know how it worked. But that's
Maybe
where
like
they got the signal from.
Amplified the signal. or
Yeah,
something?
I don't know. I'm not smart. It happened. They had it some way. And I can't believe, like, the difference it made in, like, we now have, like, 5 full channels. I even picked up some UHF channels.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like hooking up HD radio,
Yeah.
finding the stuff in between.
That's exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a big deal.
And then you realize 2 of them are Spanish and one of them's PBS.
Right. Yeah, and you're like, no reason it's on channel UHF 37. This sucks.
For a brief moment, I know we have to wrap it. For a brief moment, there was a public access channel in Roswell.
Yeah.
I think it was channel 23. And it would mostly just be like, they would air crime blotters or like mugshots, stuff like that. But every like weekend and the nights, they would have locals come in and do programming.
Okay.
And it was
like Wayne's World and stuff?
very similar to that, yes. It was like somebody would come in like crafting with Carol.
Oh, nice.
Or like somebody would come in and paint a picture or something like that.
Okay.
That was how they filled it.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a good time to be a TV fan.
All your Bob Rosses come rolling
That's
in.
actually where I found out my high school drum major in band, the year after he graduated, had gotten arrested. Because I saw his mugshot on that channel. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Back in my day, we had the local newspaper called the Maryland Independent. I mean, the Washington Post was the big paper, but down for our Southern Maryland area, Maryland Independent. And back in my teenage years, almost everyone, you get the paper, first thing you do, go to the police blotter and see who got busted and who. And I go and they'd be like, oh, I know that dude.
Yeah. It's not a newspaper, it's a gossip sheet.
Yeah, exactly. It is 8:14. We've got the folks in the Roswell Community Theater going to join us here in just a second. Tomorrow night is opening night for their next big show, Around the World in 80 Days. It'll be Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. Then they'll do it all over again next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. So we'll talk about that here in just a few. Before we do that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Got a cold front on the way. We'll be getting gusty wind today. Lots of sunshine, though, and our afternoon high in the low 70s. That wind could gust up to 40 miles an hour. Overnight, breezy, few clouds, and low 40s. We do have a chance of a shower or two on Friday. Partly cloudy, and we're in the mid-50s. And then for the weekend, we're back to sunshine. It will stay fairly cool. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 57 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 37%. Winds, I guess they got the thing fixed. Now it says out of the south at 8 miles per hour. That will change. I wish we had better news, but we do have a red flag warning. That's going to kick in at 11 o'clock today. That will remain in effect through 7 p.m. this evening. We are looking at patchy blowing dust. They say between the hours of 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. I don't know why that's specific, but that's what they're saying. Sunny today and a high of 72. Winds will be out of the southwest early, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Later in the day, increasing 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight. Expect an overnight low of 42 degrees with southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, enters the rain chances, but less winds and cooler temps. We're looking at a 40% chance at some scattered showers on Friday, partly cloudy and a high of only 54. Winds will be out of the north at around 15 miles per hour. 30% chance of rain tomorrow night, mainly before 3 a.m. Then you could see some of that rain change over to snow showers. Mostly cloudy, not much snow, though, because the overnight low is 33. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny, 56 for a high. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunny on Sunday with a high of 67. Then we're back up into the mid-70s when you head back to work and school on Monday. All right, it is 8:16. We're going to take a 3.5-minute break, and then we'll talk Roswell Community Little Theater on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Can't hear as well as you used to? That can happen to the best of us. But when you can't hear people speaking or birds chirping, it's time to take action. That's when it's time to call Howard Allman with Here on Earth Hearing Care Center. Howard has been helping people hear better for over 55 years. Howard is who helps the Artesia seniors with servicing their hearing aids of all makes with free cleaning and hearing evaluations, and he's ready to help you. Howard can share with you information on Audibel Intrigue AI hearing aids with many features you might not expect a hearing aid can do, such as using your hearing aids to stream calls, music, and more. Plus, health monitoring, count steps, even fall detection, all built in. Meet face-to-face with someone who can help you choose the right hearing aid for you. Call Howard at 575-622-0375, and he'll be glad to set up a time to meet with you. That's 575-622-0375 for Howard Allman of Here on Earth Hearing Care Center.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county, or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate, the scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays, a stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes, and insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in. And in the summer, it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment, 575-755-7663, or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Services. Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Age Safety Facility. Equal Opportunity
Artesia
Employer.
General Hospital's family practice providers support the healthcare needs of every member in your family, no matter their age. With locations in Artesia and Carlsbad, our compassionate experts offer a full range of primary services and can help manage chronic conditions, treat illness and injury, and coordinate specialty care. Whether you need a medical provider for your entire family or are getting on track with your annual checkup, we're here for you. Reach out today at artesiageneral.com/family.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
Scariest part of the movie. Good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio for this morning from the Roswell Community Little Theater. I get to use all my microphones today. That's pretty cool.
Hey.
Of course, we have Alethea, Michael, Bryce, and Alex with us this morning here. Director and cast of our next play.
Almost our whole cast.
Almost the whole cast. Missing a couple.
We're missing two.
That's all right. We're out of microphones anyway.
We'd have to share.
That's right. Well, first off, good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good morning.
Doing great.
Good. Well, for folks, if you're not familiar, tomorrow night is opening night for the Roswell Community Little Theater's upcoming, their new play,
right?
Around the World in 80 Days. You might have heard of that one. It's kind of a classic. It's been around a year or two. And so, opening night's tomorrow night. There'll be performances tomorrow night, Saturday night, a Sunday afternoon performance, and then we'll do it all over again next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all at the Roswell Community Little Theater. They're in the, what's that, Plains Park Shopping Center? I guess that's what that technically, that little area is called.
Park Twin.
Yeah, the old Park Twin Theater. Back in the day, if you've been going there and seeing movies and stuff. The last movie I remember seeing there was Gods and Generals, if you remember that 3 hour. I loved it. Mm-hmm. And I'm probably the only one. There was me and 6 guys.
Me too.
Like yeah. But it had an intermission and everything. It was like a 3.5 hour movie. And I think that's the last movie I ever saw at the Park Twin.
Last movie I saw there was Passion.
Passion. Oh, the
Passion
with Christ.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, you felt bummed coming out of that one. Yeah. Because if you felt anything but sad after watching that movie leaving the theater, you might need a therapy. But anyway, so I got to ask, Around the World in 80 Days seems like that's a tall order to pull off on a live stage. You know what I mean? Because you're literally doing the world.
Right.
On basically a plot of real estate about 100 feet by, whatever the size of the stage is, That's got to be tricky to pull off.
Yeah, it has been challenging.
Yeah.
We obviously we have a small stage.
Sure.
Even comparatively to other people's stages. So,
right.
But
and obviously you're not the Broadway side stage where you could drive a Mack truck on that thing.
Right.
But
and we don't have a fly system, so that limits us.
So it makes it a little bit trickier, because I'm guessing half the play's in a balloon.
No, there's no balloon.
Oh, no balloon. Okay.
There's no balloon. We do have an elephant, though.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
On loan from the zoo. There's going to be in there. By the way, anybody have any peanuts to donate? We need about 300 pounds of peanuts for the elephant. No, not a real elephant. People get salty when you do that. But but it's a fun adventure, is what it is.
It is.
If you know the story Around the World in 80 Days, of course there's altered versions of that because it's been the play, the book, the movies, everything else.
Yeah.
This is more the original Around the World 80 Days, that story, not the different versions that have come out over the years.
Right.
The more, but this is the OG. This is where it all spawned from. So,
right.
So and this one centers really around the main character and his assistant as they basically take on this challenge of trying to get around the world in 80 days, and that's the premise of the play, right?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
But then the adventure and comedy and fun ensues as they do all these things. So who's so kind of talk a little bit about the cast and who's doing what and what's going on with this one.
Okay, great. Yeah, so there are 5 people in the cast total, and they play, I think, something like 49 different characters.
Wow.
Together, between the 5 of them.
Y'all have like a resident therapist on staff. I imagine if you got to play like 40 people, you might need to decompress after some of that.
Right. Show up to work as the wrong person.
Yeah.
Like, why do you keep calling me Bryce? I'm not Bryce.
Yeah.
Why do you have a British accent?
Or the Chinese accent.
Or Indian accent.
Or the Indian accent. Yeah. So Bryce and Michael have the largest number of characters that they play.
You're kind of the assistant, the main in the Fig. What's the
Billy is Fog.
Fog, that's it.
And then his assistant. No, they're pretty much the same character.
Gotcha.
Most of the time.
Okay.
But they have a lot of little small roles where they put on a hat, say and do something, and then walk off, and then walk right back on with another hat.
Right.
Yeah.
But
boat captain.
In actuality, that's really the spirit of actual live theater.
Yes.
Because when man decided to do plays and skits and things, well, long before the first humans walked on this earth. I mean that's probably right after the apple and all that. They're doing plays and stuff. You know what I mean? Since those times, it's been very common for a cast of 4 or 5 to play 70 and. Men played women characters, and women had to play male characters.
I am a woman in this as well.
That
An
all
old woman.
was, and that's since day one of live theater. So that is part of the fabric of live theater. So it's kind of part of the deal when you do live theater. You got to be a little multiple personality.
Definitely.
For sure, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. I think these kind of plays are the funnest because you get to really stretch your abilities, and you get to just trying to be more than one character is challenging.
Absolutely. But it's even a challenge from all facets, because as characters, as actors, but even from set design to costume design, because you're recreating the world on a small platform, and you got to make it convincing enough for the audience to be engrossed in the story.
Right.
So that's a challenge in and of itself, how do we create Paris right here, or how do we recreate that? It's a tricky thing to do. And so that's the beauty of live theater, because if for a minute you get to see how that, and for me, coming to see the performance is important, but just seeing the logistics of how did they pull off to make me think I'm in France or wherever is just as equally
or an
cool
opium
to me.
den in Hong Kong.
Opium den in Hong Kong.
Exactly. And here's the thing too is, and because I always brag on your costumes and the amazing amount of props and things you guys have back there, and that's what they're always on the collection for. By the way, if you want to be a live theater thespian, you also might be good at yard sales. That might be a good skill set to add to your repertoire. But and so it's always cool to me that you guys find and recreate those things, and if you can't, and sometimes you find actual period pieces from stuff and you put it on there, like, wow, where they dig that vase up or whatever. But then there's times where you have to get creative and make things that don't exist. Like, certain plays, like you did one play, was one of the sisters. The ones where they were going on the cruise and in the hotel, and you really had to create doors and do all these. There was a lot of logistics to make you feel like you're on a boat or to make you feel like you're in a hotel. And we take that for granted sometimes as audience. We just walk in, sit down, that looks cool.
Yeah.
You don't realize the hours of labor and hours of creative and how are we going to make this duck look like an eagle? How do we, you know what I mean? There's so much of that going on here. And I think go to this and appreciate that a little bit, because I think you're going to enjoy the performance that much more, because that's what's so fun about things like community little theater. These are just average people like you. When they're not on the stage, they're teachers. They're
delivering pizza.
Yeah, they're delivering pizzas. They're picking up your garbage. They're living their lives and doing their thing.
Practicing our lives.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it, because and And so you go in there, and I'll tell you, if you go in with low expectations, you're going to be blown away. Because like if you walk in, it's going to be an old theater. It's going to be, you think of school play, third grade school play level. I think some people have in their head, and like, and then when they realize, oh dang, it's nothing like that, and they're like, this is like Broadway, and that's what I like.
Yeah, I would love that.
But I think a lot of people, especially people who've never been, they think in their head school play. But then they get there and it's not school play.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
not that I have anything with school plays, but we know that you're luring us because we have cute kids there. We're not going there for the Oscar performances. We know this. We're not stupid. Yeah. But and so that's why I want to invite you. And I think Around the World in 80 Days is a great, if you've never been to live theater before, it's a good one because it's a story that a lot of people know. Everybody, and if you don't know, you at least have some kind of inkling, like you know what you're getting to going in. You know, it's a fun adventure story with a lot of creation, imagine. It's not like a deep, weighty. You know, it's not some of your heartfelt pulling at the heartstrings type performance. This is a fun ride is what it is.
Yeah, take an adventure.
Yeah, it's a journey. Yeah.
So you're going to be entertained. I mean, it's so, and is there singing and stuff in this too?
No,
so
it's not.
One brief moment. There's one
there
brief
is
moment
one,
of singing.
that's right.
So if you're not into the
One
musical
line.
side, this is more dialogue and things like that.
Wait, I'm trying to think. Where is that line?
You don't remember?
I don't.
Well, it'll be a surprise to you too.
Geez. Because it's not me singing.
But wait, you're the one doing it. Yeah.
I'm not singing. You don't want to hear me sing.
It's just those personalities get mixed up sometimes.
Which character is that?
Which one of my multiple personalities?
But I also imagine you guys have to help keep each other honest on that one too. Like because in live theater, for folks who've never done it, yes, you're learning your lines but you feed off each other because you can't just learn your lines.
Right.
Because what happens when your fellow actor doesn't do their line right, but you do yours? Now, the play don't make sense no more.
Right.
How do you adapt to that? How do you fix that? And that's where live theater comes in. That's where you line your fellow castmates and your fellow team there to kind of work together on that.
Right. That's where it becomes improv.
People don't realize that community theater is probably one of the biggest team sports there is if you think about it.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
The one thing you can't do is stop. You have to work it around, come back to it. You just figure it out in the moment while your heart is pounding and everyone's staring at you.
Exactly.
I guess you can at least.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
There's a lot of fourth brick in the wall, so we can do that.
But you know what? That's the fun part of live theater too, because I guarantee you go tomorrow night and see the show, and then come Sunday afternoon, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little bit different.
We'll come next weekend.
Come next Friday night. It's going to be a little different.
So you get a different show every single time.
Absolutely.
And a different crowd.
Yeah.
Crowds react differently too, and you guys feed off the crowd. I mean,
big time.
Performances are driven by the crowd. When a crowd is into it, it's just it's no different any other level.
Yeah.
If there's a bunch of people cheering and getting into what you do, you're gonna all right, let's ham this bad boy up.
Right.
And then one crowd laughs.
That's what they're doing. That's just our nature,
Right.
So by when you come and do that, the actors are amped and they're ready too, and they get, it's just that's human nature.
Yeah, it's funny. We'll do one performance. They'll laugh at something like, "Oh, we didn't expect you to laugh at that."
Right.
And you're
and
surprised.
then the next crowd are like, "They didn't laugh at that."
And then sometimes the ones that are obvious jokes, you do it, wait for the
and there's no
crickets.
But then you say something just lame, like that was not funny, but they thought it was. But still, if you still feed off that.
I always wonder. Do you think like when those moments happen, it's like one person in the audience got it and started laughing, and then others kind of filled in like, I think I should be laughing too. You know what I mean?
Those contagious laughs.
Yes, there are people who have big laughs.
So it's like it just depends if you have that one person that got it to start the train
in the
reaction.
audience, you're like, yes, they're
We
here.
just might break that
Spread
fourth
the
wall
love.
and say, "Hey, these are jokes, people."
Right.
Is this thing on?
These are the jokes. These are the jokes.
Yeah, we need to find out.
Best we got. You better like these.
Sometimes there will be a really quiet show, and you think that they didn't, and then afterwards they're like,
that was amazing.
Did you though? And it is weird, I think, how people react, because for them they're probably just so engrossed, and I would imagine too, if you're not an experienced live theater audience member, maybe you're kind of like, am I supposed to laugh? Or am I supposed to be, am I going to interrupt the performance?
Right.
So there might be a little bit of that going on. Like, I don't want to mess things up. I'll just sit here and giggle quietly.
Right.
Yeah, but live theater.
We want the laughter.
No, please.
Yeah. The audience is part of the show.
Maybe not that Cape Fear De Niro laugh. Maybe leave that one.
Right. I'll take it. I'll take it. Especially if it's the only one.
Audience is like, audience is like the 12th man.
Yeah. Like that guy needs to be at every show.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
But, it's going to be a lot of fun. Come, like we said, show times are Friday night and Saturday night. Those are 7:30 p.m. performances, and then 2 p.m. Sunday. 2:30 Sunday. I always get the 30s and the...
ours are always on the half hour.
Okay, so 7:30s and 2:30s. So you can get your tickets right now at the Roswell Communal Theater's website, Roswell Theater, spell theater like live theater, theatre.com. And you'll know you got the right one because as soon as you get there, you'll see a guy in a bishop's costume. Maybe he's a real bishop. I don't know. No, he's an actor. But telling you, hey, you should give us your email so we can tell you about more stuff. I recommend you do that because that way, anytime there's a new play or an immersive dinner that we always tend to miss out on because they fill up too fast, you'll be the first to know about those things.
And improv shows.
Improv shows.
Yeah, and then when the next Mission Improbable comes up, which they do about once a quarter here, once every couple months or so here.
Yeah, it's every other month, basically. We've actually got 2 shows in, is it April? It's April.
Okay, in it.
Yeah.
Good deal. So again, go to the Communal Theater's website. You see the complete schedule of events. Yeah. And if you've never been to Mission Improbable, that's if you know the show Whose Line Is It Anyway? Which whether it's the Drew Carey version or I can't remember the lady's name that does it. Aisha Tyler. Aisha Tyler. Whatever version you know.
I like the Drew Carey version.
It's basically it's that but live, and you've got your communal theater players that are kind of that serve in the role. And I think Aletha, you're kind of your host usually on those nights. Usually the one who sits in the Drew Carey chair or the Aisha Tyler chair there, and kind of runs the show, and it's audience participation. They'll ask for give me a profession or give me a type of food or give me something you do on a Sunday.
It's a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun, and they're super cheap.
Yeah,
like $8. You can't beat that ticket wise
for an evening of entertainment and fun, and it's just a lot of fun, and you can make it a date night thing or whatever you want to do. It's just a good, and usually on Friday nights. So it's just be a fun Friday night. Maybe make a whole date night out of it and go get dinner or something before or after, and come and enjoy the show. And fellas, you make your date laugh, you're gonna have a better date. I'm just telling you. When she, and I'm picking from the guy angle because that's where my brain is. But trust me, if you're trying to impress a woman, make them laugh. It does help. I've been married for 20 years. Yeah, right. Yeah, even if you can't make them laugh, then let them help, and then she's in a good mood. Maybe she'll be more receptive to your dumb jokes.
Dad joke coming in hot. Right.
That's right. But in the meantime, Around the World in 80 Days, get your tickets. And another thing that tends to happen is once word gets out about the first weekend, the second weekend tickets start selling pretty good. So if you're very narrow on your availability on when you can see a show, you might want to get your tickets now. That way you can guarantee I'm only available next Saturday or next Sunday or this Saturday or next Friday, whatever day of the 6 days available. If you're only available 1 or 2 of those, get your tickets now. That way you can guarantee. I guarantee if they can get you in the theater, they're going to get you in there. But I would hate to have you wait till the last minute and they said, every seat's got a butt in it. Sorry, which would be a great problem.
Would be a great
But so don't delay. And of course, tickets will be available at the door. If you do space on the day of, and you're like, oh, I forgot to get tickets, no problem. Come on down. If there's seats available, they'll get you right in. But you can go online. It'll be available at Will Call. So you basically roll in and here you are. Come on in. And then you go and get you a water or snack and mingle in the lobby for a little bit, and then make your way in for the show. So. Good deal. What else? Is there anything else anything else on the horizon we want to, is there casting calls coming up for next shows or anything?
So our next auditions will be actually in May, so they're a little ways away.
We got a little bit of time here.
May 6th and 7th.
Okay.
At the theater at 6:30. We are auditioning for Married Alive.
Ah.
And that is a musical.
A musical. Is it a comedy?
It is a comedy.
Married Alive. Is that kind of like horror? That could go
like Dead or Alive.
It could go in a lot of directions.
Married alive. Like buried alive.
Oh, buried alive.
Married alive. Like buried, but like.
Yeah, married alive. That's what I said. It could go in any of the directions.
Yeah.
Is this like a horrific wedding?
Yeah.
It
is a comedy.
All right, good.
It's basically, all the funny, weird stuff that happens in marriage.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
basically my life.
Yeah, pretty much.
2 hours of everyone come watch my life.
You should come and audition.
In singing version, yeah. Singing version. Mike Winter's the musical.
That'd be too eerily similar.
We'll put on the posters.
Who's been following me around?
It's great. It pokes fun at marriage. It pokes fun at relationships.
Well, we all can relate because, if you've been in any kind of relationship, for any length of time, you can probably relate to probably half the jokes that are in there.
Right. The baby's crying. It's your turn.
But again, Around the World in 80 Days. Tomorrow night's opening night. Tickets are still available if you want to come out tomorrow night. And what's going to happen is you're going to go tomorrow night, and go see it, and then you're like, tell your friends, and then you're going back with your friends next weekend to go see it again, and because that's fun, it's that fun, and that's the cool part about live theater. Yeah, you just saw the play, but you're going to see it again. It might be a little bit different play, and you you get to see what we're talking about here. Those nights where the actors, something went wrong this night, but it worked different this night or whatever. You get to see the improv part of it. You see the differences there, and you see where the actors have to kind of make magic when there's a roadblock in the situation there too. And it could be anything. I mean, stuff that it's not always actors talking. Sometimes it's something falls off the wall. And it's like, we gotta work that in.
That's right.
Yeah, we can't just pretend that not happened.
We actually have that happen.
Or the sound booth, like, I was supposed to ding dong there. Oh wait, I hit some other sound.
Sometimes,
wait, that's not this sound.
We're supposed to hear monkeys.
So that adds a layer of fun to it too, though, a little bit, especially when it's a comedic or a lighthearted type play. I mean, it probably messes up a little bit when it's a big serious moment. The ding dong doesn't go right, but when it's a fun play like this, then it's part of the allure and the coolness.
You almost
of being
can't mess up. Yeah, really.
Right.
And to be honest, that's when you guys shine, because usually the most uproarious parts of a play sometimes is when y'all cover for whatever happened
for
at that particular moment. And
gosh, I could tell some stories on that one.
But that's what makes the play fun too. And I would also like to invite volunteers if you want to come out and not work tomorrow night, but for upcoming plays. They're always looking for folks to be part. Obviously acting and stuff to try out, but there's so many other places you can volunteer with the communal theater that has nothing to do with you, on the stage singing or acting. It could be the costume and sound side. If you love to create, if you love building things, if you love to sew and do that, or you love to work with your hands and build, carpentry projects, things like that. We can put you to work pretty quick with all of our, because every time these plays come together, they need a team of people to build the set, make sure the costuming, make sure the props are the director's kind of in charge of a lot, but she relies on the expertise of people to do it. And so if you like doing that, or if you're a technical person and love sound and lighting and work in the, they have one or two people, but guess what? They like a night off every once in a while. They don't want to be committed to the next 2 months of having sound and light because they're the only one that can do it. So if there's more people that love doing sound and light, that gives you guys more options, and we can give a night off to some people. Makeup artists, things like that on night of the show. A lot of times there's a bunch of people getting in makeup and getting ready. Sometimes there's only one or two people to do that, and there's not enough. They got to get so the more people that are available to do that kind of stuff. If you'd like to volunteer your time or services for that, serving on the board is another thing. There's a board of directors, and they're making the big decisions on how the roof's getting paid for, and how can we afford this new lighting or this whatever we got to do. Right. And there's people that if you love, maybe you're a lawyer or an accountant, and that skill set would be very useful to the board here. They'd love you to serve in that capacity too. So come out to the play this weekend. After the play, talk to the cast, talk to the crew, talk to Alethea. She'll be happy to talk to you and say, hey, I want to get more involved. What do I got? What's there for me to do? And then they'll be like, well, what can you do? And we'll go from there. But it's great. There's or volunteer through Kids Arts and thing. They're always looking for volunteers to to get involved in. It's a lot of fun. It's a family. I mean, you guys are kind of like a fun family. I mean, it's a labor of love because you spend, especially around this time before the play, you see probably more of each other than you care to.
Right, lots of passionate, dramatic people all under one roof.
Yeah, it's not like you guys are drama. Easily you go that way or that way because that's just
nicely very little. We're just having a good time.
But
we all want it to go well.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. But that you build that camaraderie, you build that chemistry, and like you said, you got y'all be moments where you fight hard, but you'll go through the wall for each other. You know what I mean? It's that love hard, fight hard kind of family type. Which
it really is family. You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it really is.
We fight too.
Yeah, these guys are.
So if you're
related,
if you're looking for the social side of this as much too, Communal Theater can help out there. So by you coming and maybe painting some doors and helping sew some costumes or ushering or helping with nighttime, the night of the performance, helping with logistics, getting people seated and everything. That's all big helps to the Communal Theater, and so. Please, if you want to do that kind of stuff, and maybe you're working your way up to being on a stage, maybe this is what we can do to get you there. And say, I want to do it, but I'm too nervous. All right, well, let's get you adjacent.
Okay, you can be a tree.
Yeah,
you can be a coat rack.
Yeah, exactly.
Our stage crew for this show is a mother and daughter team.
That's true.
And it's their first time doing anything like that, and they seem to be they're having a great time.
Yeah,
so,
they're doing real good.
It's a lot of fun, and it's just a great thing to get involved with. So come see the play this weekend, and then next weekend. And then, talk to the cast afterwards. Because, like, right after the show, the cast comes out, and you can meet everybody there and go and shake some hands and give them the flowers, do all the proper, the proper things you're supposed to do when you go to live theater.
You have to curtsy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. You have a hat, you just tip it. No, I was kidding.
We have a lot of
1872 rules.
That's right.
A lot of hats.
A lot of hats to tip.
Oh, so many.
This
All
is true.
49 of us.
Yeah.
Good day, good day.
Yeah.
Good day. Just hold it like this. Good day. But come on out. It's going to be a fun play. Come get the adventure. Kids will love it too. It's a big adventure. So bring the whole family out for this one. It's a lot of fun. And come for a live adventure 6 feet in front of you. Because that's really, even if you're in the back, you're about 15, 20 feet. But you go up there. There's no bad thing. Is a bad seat in that theater. Every seat's a good seat. So come enjoy it. Come and then of course come support it because when you guys come out to these plays and stuff, that keeps the next play going. That's what justifies and helps raise money to pay when we need to upgrade the sound system or when because let's face it, it's an old building that you guys have done amazing things to renovate, but and in the world of electronics, as soon as you install it, it's outdated. That's just electronics. Like that sound system was pretty good a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But technology's made it antiquated, obsolete. And that's but that's electronics world. And unfortunately, it's expensive to keep up with the times or with the Joneses, so to speak, on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that being said, it is needed. It's, because without the proper lighting and the proper sound, it's hard to pull the play off with something that the audience will enjoy. That's all part of the experience in doing that. So while you come into Around the World in 80 Days, you keep the next generations of this going and keep it so that when your grandkids are the mayors and what have you of this town, they can go to the Communal Theater and see whatever plays they're into in a couple years from now. Or 50 years. Whatever it is. So. Deal. Is there anything we missed? Anything they get too philosophical on everybody? Or But, well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you this weekend. Break a leg.
Thank you.
All right. You'll say that to you guys. Soccer team gets mad, but you guys are pretty. But thank you guys, and good luck. We can't wait to see you this weekend and next out at the play. Come on out. Come out to the Communal Theater. I guarantee you're going to have a fun night. Even bring Johnny Curmudgeonly down with you because that person always is,
when he can make that guy laugh.
Right.
You give them
It's just what he's been waiting for.
You give them the best meal of their life. They're going to find somewhere. Oh, the parsley's wilted. That guy. So bring that one. They're even going to turn them too. So good deal. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. We'll see y'all next time. Okay.
All right.
Bye. Can you get a nap now, or do you have to work?
Oh no, I get to have a nap.
Oh,
nice.
Good.
I'm done. Yes.
Get this man to bed. All right. It is 8:48. We're going to pause for news and a quick break. Don't go away.
Now, your Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Sorello. New details in the arrest of Artesia firefighter Mario Samaniego, which we first reported earlier this week. On Wednesday, Chief Fire Deputy Matthew Hutchison said that Samaniego was arrested due to the event last Sunday, February 25th, for aggravated assault of a family or household member. Samaniego is accused of driving to the home of his ex-wife, where he fired one shot from a handgun during a verbal argument. It's believed no one was injured in the ordeal. Samaniego was arrested 4 days later, on the 29th. Another safe haven baby box may soon be installed in Eddy County. Last week, during a town hall meeting led by the Pregnancy Help Center of Artesia, the topic was discussed with about 70 people in attendance, including local elected officials and social workers and school officials. The new baby box would be placed at Artesia General Hospital, but some in attendance felt that a fire station would be a better location, as has been done in many other communities across the country. Safe haven baby boxes allow parents or guardians to safely surrender a newborn infant without fear of retribution. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Let's talk a little baseball. Baseball season is underway. The Goddard Rockets have already played a couple of games on Saturday, beating Farmington by a score of 5-4. That's always a good victory if you can beat Farmington. But then lost to Rio Grande by a score of 4-3. This was a doubleheader played at Rio Grande High School in Albuquerque. Next up for Goddard will be March the 14th against Ruidoso at home. Roswell baseball begins today in a tournament. I believe this is in Alamogordo, not certain, but they'll start against Valencia. The Coyotes will today at 5 o'clock. Then tomorrow the game is set against Alamogordo. That'll be played at 11 o'clock. Saturday, it's El Paso Leadership Academy East, which has already played 11 games. They are 7-4. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Got a cold front on the way. We'll be getting gusty wind today. Lots of sunshine, though, and our afternoon high in the low 70s. That wind could gust up to 40 miles an hour. Overnight, breezy, few clouds, and low 40s. We do have a chance of a shower or two on Friday. Partly cloudy, and we're in the mid-50s. And then for the weekend, we're back to sunshine. It will stay fairly cool. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Ryan Lang in for Lou Dobbs. Wall Street slow to recover. Apple stock still down. Costco headlines retail earnings. Wall Street still down for the week despite yesterday's modest gains. All three major indexes moved higher. The Dow Jones Industrials finished up 75 points. The S&P up slightly. Nvidia helping boost the Nasdaq nearly 100 points. Not enough to make up for Tuesday's sell-off. Apple still sliding, the stock riding a 6-day losing streak. Apple trading at a 4-month low after recent losses. Tesla's losses mounting too. The stock's down 13% over the past 5 days. Tesla heading for its worst week since early January. Day 2 of Fed Chair Jerome Powell's testimony to Congress. Powell reinforcing the Fed's stance. They're in no hurry to lower rates. Powell did say yesterday policymakers are convinced they've reached their peak. No more plans for hikes. The Kroger Company reporting earnings today. Investors looking to the outlook after the Feds blocked their proposed Albertsons merger. Costco earnings after the closing bell. The Wholesale Club expected to post strong second quarter results. Wall Street targeting a 10% increase in net sales for the holiday quarter. Investors waiting to see if Costco will increase its membership fees, though they're expecting hot dog prices to remain the same. Please join Lou twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
Companies in the United States are 10 times more likely to be a victim of a cyber attack. Manufacturing, healthcare, retail, financial services, the leading targets. Ericsson Cyber Z Suite provides the protection you need before your data gets stolen, bank accounts get drained, and operations are at a standstill. Call Ericsson today to schedule a no-obligation consultation. That's 908-878-7717. Ericsson, ERACENT.com. 908-878-7717.
Some of my favorite memories of church throughout my life have revolved around singing and listening to the music of the church. The music of the Church of Christ heritage is pretty simple. It's just a cappella singing. What I love the most about the music, though, is that when we're singing, we're actively participating in the worship together as a family of believers, praising God and telling the great stories and scriptures of the Bible. The music of the church can be uplifting, comforting, sorrowful, celebratory, and often prayerful. It covers all range of emotions and all situations. One of the first songs I learned to sing went like this: Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. That is the fundamental message of the Bible, sung in a simple song with a great and powerful message. The great thing about singing to God is it doesn't matter what your voice sounds like to your ear or to the ears around you. God hears the words you're saying, the praise you're giving, and the prayers that you're sharing. So come and join us as we sing and as we worship.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I want to tell you about our store-wide sale happening now. All items in every department are on sale. Upgrade your living space with power reclining sofas and love seats or beautiful sectionals with charging ports. Create ambience with amazing table and floor lamps. Get that long-awaited restful night's sleep with the new Serta mattress. Every department is on sale from our existing prices, so come down to Glenn's Furniture on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Pecos Valley Production is excited to announce their online ordering has never been easier, because now you can order from PVP online in Spanish. Simply head for PecosValleyProduction.com and switch the tab on the bottom left of your screen from English to Spanish. Now it's never been easier to get access to the healing and calming products you need simply and affordably. Just log on to PecosValleyProduction.com and switch the tab on the bottom left of the screen from English to Spanish. Pecos Valley Production, dairy to dank since 2016. Must be 21 or over with valid ID to purchase. It's basketball playoff season and Pecos Valley Broadcasting has got you covered. First up, don't miss the 3-seed Lady Bulldogs taking on the 14-seed Lady Colts of Silver High Friday at 6 on KSVP AM and FM. Then on Saturday, your 15-seed Roswell Coyotes take on the Knights of Oregon Mountain at 6 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Also at 6, your 6-seed Bulldogs take on the 11-seed Tigers of Taos at 6 p.m. on KSVP AM and FM. And catch video coverage of every game worldwide at KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:56. Got a couple minutes here before we wrap up today's show. If you missed any part we were talking about during the show today, in the 7 o'clock hour, we had the folks from Leadership Roswell Alumni Association join us. And coming up April 19th and 20th is their annual Teen Leadership Institute 2024. It's an awesome 2-day event for high school juniors and seniors. It's an opportunity for them to learn leadership skills through this 2-day course. They can also be awarded a scholarship as a high school junior or senior. And if they're juniors and did it last year, they can come back and do it again as a senior. And even if they won a scholarship last time, they're still eligible for a second scholarship, so they can double dip on this one. And it's free to sign up, but you got to get it's limited to 30, and the deadline that they can not take any more applications is coming up next Friday, March 15th. However, as soon as they get to 30, they're full, so they might not make it to the March 15th deadline. So don't wait till then. You can go online. If you go to Facebook and just type in Leadership Roswell, you'll see this flyer with the QR code. If you scan that. For folks on video, you can see me doing it on the radio. You'll see a flyer for Teen Leadership Institute. There's a QR code on it. You scan that. That's the application. All the applications are digital. There is no paper applications. If you have any questions or anything, you can always shoot an email to Desi, Roswell Teen Leadership, all one word, at gmail.com. Roswell Teen Leadership at gmail.com. He can help you if you have any questions or anything, or need a link to that application. They can make sure they get that to you. But sign up sooner rather than later, because they are only limited to the 30 people. So also on this is a cool deal. There's an organization called Food Not Bombs, and they do. Basically, it's a kind of deal where they collect food from like the restaurants and things at the end of the day that was going to get thrown out, and then they use that food and feed people over at the Gonzalez Warming Center there and help out with food and stuff. So and this is actually, I think it's a part of a national, bigger organization here, but they've kind of started a local chapter here. And so if you are interested in helping out in this way, they've already had several local businesses donate food and everything a few times. So they're already getting some great results. But if you would like to do, and then it's a great thing because a lot of these businesses, they're going to throw you that food anyway. Let's see if we can, feed some people with it before it so we don't have to throw it in the dumpster. It's still perfectly good food at the end of the night, just no customers bought it. So if you like to help out that way, contact Jocelyn Smith. You can reach her at 575-208-9509. Again, that's 575-208-9509. You can also find Food Not Bombs, Roswell, New Mexico on Facebook. Food Not Bombs, Roswell, New Mexico on Facebook, and you can learn more about what they're doing here. But yeah, if maybe you're a restaurant or something here in town that, or you have an event, like if your organization has an event, there's leftover food, they've done the United Way, several others have donated that way as well too. So reach out to Jocelyn and check that out if you'd like to help out. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. Time for some town hall news. We'll be back on the other side of news. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Electric utility XL Energy says its facilities appear to have played a role in igniting a massive Texas Panhandle wildfire that grew into the largest such blaze in state history. But it disputes suggestions it acted negligently in maintaining and operating its infrastructure. Posting on Truth Social, former President Trump saying he'll provide running commentary as President Biden delivers his State of the Union speech tonight.
White House officials say the president will use his primetime address to make the case for rebuilding the economy, lowering prescription drug costs, and defending abortion access. With an eye toward the general election, Mr. Biden will lay out the sharp differences between his policies and Donald Trump's. Most Americans have doubts about the president's age and mental fitness and likely will be closely watching his performance. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And Congressman Chip Roy says he will be closely watching. The Texas Republican says Biden open border policies have done great harm to the country, importing deadly drugs as well as criminal illegal aliens.
He is responsible for the death of Lake and Riley and those that have died at the hands of the people he, by his decisions and Alejandro Mayorkas' decisions, have released into the United States in violation of our laws.
Alabama's Republican Governor Kay Ivey signed a bill protecting IVF providers and patients from legal liability. This follows an Alabama Supreme Court ruling that frozen embryos possess the same legal rights as children. It had a chilling effect on in vitro fertilization services in the state, with several providers putting their services on hold. Drive-by shooting at a city bus stop injured 8 high school students, one of them critically, in Philadelphia. The hunt continues for several gunmen who carried out yesterday afternoon's attack. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 191 points, NASDAQ ahead 176. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
No lack of criticism of the United States during an annual meeting of China's legislature.
Despite a recent warming of relations, China has accused the U.S. of devising tactics to suppress China's rise. Yang Wi, China's foreign minister, spoke to media at the annual meeting of China's legislature. He said China's relations with the U.S. have improved since Presidents Xi Jinping and Joe Biden met in November. However, he said America has not fulfilled its promises. He added, if the U.S. is obsessed with suppressing China, it will eventually harm itself. I'm Karen Chamas.
Millions of travelers across Germany again being impacted by strikes after two unions called for two-day walkouts over wages and working conditions. Around 80% of all long-distance trains, as well as regional and commuter trains in the country, canceled early today as engineers went on strike. News and analysis, townhall.com. Type of whale thought to be long gone from the Atlantic shows up off New England.
Scientists have confirmed the presence of a gray whale off the Nantucket coast that went extinct in the Atlantic Ocean 2 centuries ago. It's an exciting discovery, but one they say illustrates the impact of climate change. Researchers with the New England Aquarium in Boston found the gray whale while flying 30 miles south of Nantucket, Massachusetts. The whale typically lives in the northern Pacific Ocean, but there have been 5 observations of the animal in Atlantic and Mediterranean waters in the last 15 years, according to the aquarium. I'm Julie Walker.
Chewing gum makers trying to revive flagging sales. Mars, owner of the 133-year-old Wrigley brand, is trying to reposition gum as a stress reliever and concentration aid, as well as a breath freshener. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. So they go guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yeah, buddy.
It's pretty good. Not quite Friday, but pretty good nonetheless.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Very good.
It's like Friday's slightly older, less attractive sister.
Yeah. I mean, you smell the weekend, and you're starting thinking about the weekend now. You're like, yeah, weekend.
It wafts of the weekend.
Yes. Like Wednesday, yesterday, you're like, all right, we're almost getting through this week. But today, you're like, what are we doing this weekend?
As
you know, that's kind of,
as the kids would say, Thursday is giving weekend.
Ah.
Like, you know how we would say is giving weekend vibes?
Mm-hmm.
They've officially dropped the word vibes out of the vocabulary. Now they just say it's giving whatever it's giving. Yeah. It's hard to keep up,
filling
dude.
me blank. Turning life into Mad Libs.
I'm trying so hard to keep up, but all this new vocabulary I got to learn.
Next time if I hear someone do that, I'm just going to be like, all right, let's Mad Libs. Now give me a verb. Give me a noun.
To the point where I feel like they developed a side vocabulary just to mess with us. Like there's words that they say are in their vocabulary or their vernacular that I never actually hear them use.
All right, well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
When you were a Ute.
Uh-huh.
And you had your quote-unquote lingo.
Yeah.
I mean, we said things that weren't different than our parents.
Sure.
You know, we said things like, word.
Yeah.
Remember these words? You know, I mean, I'm not even getting into the 80s
but
vernacular.
A lot of ours were still
and
pretty similar to the vocabulary of previous generations. This new stuff,
yes and no.
Bummer?
Bad? That's bad, dude.
Yeah, bummer.
I mean, that's bad, dude, is the complete opposite of what the word means.
Well, yeah, but...
Because when we say, man, that's bad, check that out.
Yeah,
that's good.
But that's one where.
But that's us. We started that nonsense.
That's one that involves context. But if some kid were to come up and say, your wife has a nice giat, for example.
Do I punch him or say thank you?
Yeah, right, exactly. What do you do? What do you do? That's what I'm saying. I think they're making up words and vocabulary just specifically to throw us off the scent, to make us feel less hip.
Yeah. Well, and see, part of that's just I get, because when you're young, there is a whole subsect of, it's our clique and we don't want.
Right, but most of ours were based on something like gnarly, tubular. Those are all like.
But here's the deal.
From surfing.
I think theirs are too. You just don't know what it is.
Okay.
You're not in touch.
Now
we're not in touch.
So I'm out of touch. So let's try to figure out the origin of glizzy.
I think you need someone in the room that can explain that to you.
If
we just go on our own, Lord knows where that'll take us. We need a clue.
If you have a sausage encased between two or in a bun with toppings on top of it, what would you call that?
A hot dog.
Right. This generation calls it a glizzy. And I cannot for the life of me figure out what the origin of that is. Like most of ours, you could trace the origin back to something. Glizzy. I have no clue.
Crystal.
Okay.
No, she got a hypothesis.
I mean, I know it comes from the more professional term Elizabeth. Have I been off this whole time?
Oh. No. I was turning on Crystal's mic.
Okay, so just think about it. You got a bun. What do they refer to females?
Okay.
Oh, so it's dirty.
And a male.
But I don't understand glizzy.
So it's not radio appropriate.
Right.
But when it goes in, it comes out glistening.
Glisten. Oh, okay.
Glizzy.
But so it's from.
I
don't
want to know.
It's from the shine. That's still that doesn't.
I could gone through life not knowing.
Okay. Well, just like they say, don't make me get salty. I like salt. I'm sorry, but salty is not an offense to me.
Well, salty's an old term.
Yeah, your old salty sea dog.
Yeah. That's something I've been saying my whole life.
No, like when they say, like, you're making me mad, I'm about to get salty.
Yeah.
That's their new term, is salty is aggressive.
Right.
So, no, salty is salt, and I like it.
It's very hard to keep up, though. Is basically what I'm saying. And so
you're right. But I think part of it is we're just getting older and we don't get it.
Yeah, but
and to be honest, that one I get now, but I don't. And, 20-year-old me would have giggled. 50-year-old me is now, this is gross. Let's get called a hot dog.
But I keep up pretty well. I kept up pretty well with slang for the most part until like 2 years ago, and then it went off the map.
Yeah. By the way, this view of my back of my head is not my most favorite.
It's not bad.
Well,
very
did you
cheap,
polish?
Very cheap advertising right here.
I've been trying to get him to wax since
Get a little. I didn't shave my head this morning.
You
so
need to put a buff on it so that way you're Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
Right.
But still shiny.
Yeah.
I just have a dull head.
This is an exciting part of the radio where we just all stop and watch ourselves.
Well, I mean, it's riveting to look at the back of my head. I don't know why, but it is. Good thing I only got like a 2-pack of hot dogs, not like the 8-pack back here.
That was one of the points I knew. I was like, okay, I'm not as fat as I used to be because I don't have as many hot dogs on the back of my head.
Right.
Oh my God.
But anyway, yes, I understand, but I also think the time has moved on by us. It's not for us.
That's got to be it. But I'm curious what's going to happen in slang that's going to make this generation go, what are they saying?
Oh, I can't wait because I'll be fully old and sitting on the porch by then.
And then you'll get what the next generation.
And I'll be laughing at them like, you dummies.
It's all cyclical, and they're just going to start saying 23 skidoo again.
Probably.
I'll be Kermit sipping the tea.
Oh man.
Yep. But it's just that's part of it. Is we get older, we get set in our ways, and we think this, and then and then we think the young. It's every generation does it. It's just what.
But like even when I was younger, like my mom or even my grandparents, understood like our slang.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like
You're
so
right.
outrageous that nobody could figure out what it meant.
And also, like, when we were kids, and maybe I'm not saying I can't speak for everyone, but I
Right.
feel like me and everyone I was around in my age, we were
Respectful.
well, not even respectful, but like we weren't into old things, but we were aware of old things. Like you talk to someone today and you show them a rotary phone and they look at you like, what foreign thing you have here?
Right.
At least in our time, if someone showed us something from 40 years ago that we never used, we're like, okay, we don't use that. I've never used one, but I know what it is.
I know how.
And I
it would be
understand the
used.
concept behind it.
When somebody hands you something written in cursive, you knew how to read it.
Yeah. And so to me, that's where it seems like the disconnect is but there's this subsect of they don't care to even go back. It's
like they don't care
their
about
eyes are
history.
so far
Like-
forward, they don't look back.
Like there are movies that came out in the 60s and 70s when I was a little child that I would have never, that weren't on my radar to watch as a kid because that's not what I'm into, but I knew they existed.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like The Bridge on the River Kwai, that old war movie. I watched it when I was like in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I was aware of it in my teens. I knew it was a war movie, but it was from the 60s. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you had the knowledge of it.
Exactly. And that's where kid today, and I'm not trying to sound like,
Old
oh
man
my
yells at
gosh,
cloud.
old man, but I remember doing an interview in Artesia about 8 years ago. 8 years ago. So it's not even like, this is 8 years earlier, which means this should have been more new.
Right.
And I was interviewing high school kids about their sport or whatever, but somehow I got on the subject of the movie Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. And this was a teenage child, 16, 8 years ago, 10 years ago.
Right.
So it was closer to and no clue what Back to the Future was. And that blew me away. I'm like, look, I know I'm old, but dang, that movie's not that old.
And it's a classic.
And it's a classic.
yeah.
It's on TV today every other weekend. I don't know. I can't turn through 50 channels on my TV without hitting one of the Back to the Future movies.
It's kind of the same mindset or the same thing as if you're working on a document on Word and you go to save that document. What do you have to click? A floppy disk.
Floppy disk.
We don't know what a floppy disk is.
No.
No kid under
No.
20 has ever seen a floppy disk.
But
You know
you
what's
just think
even
it'd be
funnier?
observant enough to say, okay, I'm at least aware what that is. So when you say, here's a floppy disk, or that's what that was, and
I remember carrying that little hard case with all your floppy disks with your schoolwork, and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, y'all
Man.
talking the 3-inch or the 5 ones?
Well, the 3.5.
The
Because
3.5.
I started in the 5
Yeah, the
inch.
fives. The 5 is how I played Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
I remember
But
those.
also, like the radios, like they've come way up, like 8 tracks.
Uh-huh.
When I was a kid, I had an 8-track radio in my room.
I did too.
Listen to the Bee Gees
Yeah.
and the
Matter of fact,
Eagles and.
If you ever watched the show 2.5 Men.
Oh, I love it.
And I think this is the Ashton Kutcher version, not
Oh.
the other one. But if you if you look on his shelf in his main room there, and they show it every dang episode, it seems like.
I know what he's gonna
There
say.
is a yellow 8-track player
yes.
With a white handle
with
on
a
top.
plunger handle on it.
We had one of those.
I had my mom had one and gave it to me. That was how I listened to my first music. I got my first 8-track, which was Pat Benatar, and that bad boy was put into that 8-track. But every time I see that show, it's there's the 8-track as a kid. So.
Yeah, like now they just all digital. They don't even know the struggles of carrying an anti-skip CD.
Yeah.
Right.
Walkman.
Yeah.
Or putting the disc converter into the tape deck and then plugging it in and then driving down the street and holding it as still as you can.
Oh God.
Your
Yes.
your biggest tool in a cassette for cassette tapes was a pencil.
Oh yeah, right.
Because you
to
needed
rewind
to
it.
rewind the tape when all the tape chewed out.
Well, that
Oh yeah.
that concludes this segment of Let's Sound Old
Yeah.
for 20 minutes.
Y'all started it by
I know, totally did.
All right, it is 9:72. We probably should get going with the business of the hour and have Crystal actually talk about the things she's here to talk about. So let's do this. Let's get you up to date on the weather, and then we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll talk with Crystal about Humane Society stuff and maybe some food and technology and whatever else we crowbar in there. We'll be back.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Got a cold front on the way. We'll be getting gusty wind today. Lots of sunshine, though, and our afternoon high in the low 70s. That wind could gust up to 40 miles an hour. Overnight, breezy, few clouds, and low 40s. We do have a chance of a shower or two on Friday. Partly cloudy, and we're in the mid-50s. And then for the weekend, we're back to sunshine. It will stay fairly cool. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Are you or a loved one having a hard time getting to your medical appointments? At Artesia General Hospital, we believe that transportation should never be a barrier to good health. That's why we're excited to announce our new non-emergency medical transportation services. Each of our vans is wheelchair accessible, and our friendly certified drivers go the extra mile by meeting you at your doorstep and ensuring a comfortable ride to your Artesia General Hospital services. Rides are available Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Schedule your ride today by visiting artesiageneral.com/transportation or calling 575-736-8211.
Are you looking for something fresh, or are you trying to find that confident smile you once had? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and I would like to invite you to our office to experience a new kind of dentistry. We have the most advanced technology and a highly trained team to provide you the best experience possible. Whether you're looking for a bright new smile or just want to make sure everything checks out for the best, call us today and set up your appointment for your next great experience.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Today we're going to give you the 5th key to a great marriage, taken from Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The 5th key is commitment, living the love you promised.
Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not get tired of doing what is right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." You know, one of the keys to commitment is just deciding in your heart, I'm never giving up on God, I'm never giving up on my marriage, I'm never giving up on my family.
Commitment is a promise made and kept by two imperfect people. It's good for our kids to see that problems happen and we're committed to solving them together.
If you want all 5 keys to a great marriage, you can go to our website at jomconference.com.
What made Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico for 2023? Great selection, great savings, and great people. Roswell Hyundai has an amazing selection of makes, models, and model years to choose from. If you can't find it, Roswell Hyundai can get it. And Roswell Hyundai will take any trade. The experts at Roswell Hyundai will work with you to get you behind the wheel of your next dream ride. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do! Come check out the Used Car Supercenter only at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
It's that time again for Central Valley Electric Cooperative's annual meeting. So mark your calendar for Saturday, March 16th. The drive-through meeting will be at the Bulldog Bowl parking lot, and the first 200 registered members will receive a $50 gift card, a goodie bag, and be entered for a chance to win a door prize. CVE is your co-op. Use your power and come vote at the annual meeting. You can drive through anytime between 9 a.m. and noon on Saturday, March 16th. Hope to see you there.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us now officially in studio, Crystal Noble with the Roswell Humane Society. Wearing that hat today.
Yeah, I am.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I am good.
Good. Well, first thing I want to ask you, I know yesterday or day before, y'all put something out on social media asking for dog houses.
Okay, so the purpose of the donations of dog houses. When we get a phone call, because a lot of people will call us not knowing that animal control typically does a welfare check. Mm-hmm. They'll call us for a welfare check.
Okay.
And so we turn it over to animal control. And then if they call us back and say, hey, this person's in hard times, they're needing this, or that. The biggest issue that we've come across is people needing dog houses so their dogs can have adequate shelter.
Gotcha.
Because there are some landlords in town that allow you to have pets but not allow them to be indoors.
So they need a outdoor facility.
So they
keep
need
them
outdoor
indoors.
shelter,
Yeah.
to protect them from the elements, summer, winter, fall, spring.
You know what we get? It's crazy weather here.
We do. Just like this coming Friday, our temperatures drop, and then we supposedly have a chance of snow somewhere in our future.
Yeah. Not to mention all the wind and crap we get today. Do you want to hang out in the open in that, or would you rather get into some shelter? And that's what your dog wants.
What we do is we get people to donate dog houses to us. Okay. And then when we come across somebody who is in need, we offer them the assistance to help them.
Awesome.
And so we'll take them a dog house. We'll offer them straw and bedding for the animal. But they also need to remember that dog houses need to be raised off the ground because there are times we do flood. And so the purpose of the dog house being raised is so that way if we do have a flood, the dog house isn't getting flooded with water.
Sure, not rotting the wood and destroying the dog house.
So, a pallet or two, or even, some cinder blocks and set it on top. That keeps it up off the ground. And then it also allows ventilation so that way when it's hot in the summer here, it's not baking on the ground. It's got, circulation of air to keep it cooler.
Sure, absolutely. And of course, like you said, you donate straw and things, but keep that straw fresh and replacement because that's their bedding. Because straw will keep them warm even when it's wet. It is a useful thing.
Right.
But you can't just put the same old straw and leave it in there. You have to change it out.
You do have to clean it and change it out.
Periodically. So,
and then there are some dogs, we've recently taken some larger blankets to the dogs that have drugged them out of their dog houses and prefer to lay on them outside.
Sure.
And that's perfectly fine. But that's where the straw comes into play.
Yeah.
Is you line it with the straw and then put a blanket on top. So that way, if they take their blanket out to lay in the sun, they still have that straw inside the doghouse to keep it warm.
Absolutely, yeah. And I know, but so if there's people out there that have extra serviceable good dog houses, or maybe there's someone out there that builds them or something, please get in touch with the Humane Society because they may need to talk to you regularly if you do make them continuous.
We actually do. Quite regularly.
Yeah, so
this is about a 4 or 5 time a week phone call.
So folks, if you have some, reach out to the Humane Society, and we'll tell you who to call and all that here in a little bit. But that'd be a grateful thing to have for some of these folks here. Something else too is, here in a month or two, we're going to be back into New Mexico summers and all that.
Yes.
For those folks that have the dog houses on there, don't forget. I recommend you go down to Walmart or wherever, go buy you one of those $10 plastic kiddie pools. And fill it up with water and keep that constantly full and fresh for your dogs during the summer months. If they can't be in, that's the best way. Put it in shade and things, but
there's a hack.
Okay.
I have a hack, and it's inexpensive. So Harbor Freight sells, the tarps.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
we have hellacious winds. So be prepared to, have to change the tarps out. But if you go get 2 6 to 8 foot pieces of PVC.
Okay.
And then you get the metal shower clips to string. You clip the holes on the tarp and then make kind of like a shower curtain.
Okay.
But you need to get the PVC down in the ground and then bend it over in a circle on the other side of the kiddie pool or doghouse area.
Okay.
And you can make it as big as you want.
So you make it like a little awning or
and
whatever.
Make them an awning.
Yeah.
And so the PVCs are maybe $5-10 for the 2 pieces.
Cheap. As a kid, we used to make Strood hockey goals. So we would buy, we'd collect our $30 to make 2 goals worth of PVC pipe. Yeah.
So, and then you get your metal ring shower clips and then your tarp. And then, you just get them in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then put the shower curtains through the loops on the tarp and then just string it up. And then, if it's going to be excessively windy and you don't want the tarp to rip, roll it down. So that way you're providing shade, one, for the dog water, the dog house, and it keeps the water cool, and it gives the dog an outlet because not everybody has trees in their yard.
Absolutely, yeah. And here in New Mexico, there is a good 15 to 20 degree difference between being in the sun and being in the shade here. It's just
right.
That's that dry heat thing they keep talking about.
Yeah. So
in East Coast, that's not as beneficial, but here out west, it's very beneficial.
It is. And then also, if you are going to do a kiddie pool, we have a few suggestions because there are some dogs that like to play in them as well.
Absolutely.
And
that's why you got to monitor and keep it full and fresh.
If you measure the width of the pool and then kind of dig a circle down about 2 inches, so that way you have like a lip, and then fill it up with water, and then just make sure that it doesn't shift in the lip. that helps keeping the dog from dragging it to other places.
Okay, so you can keep it stationary.
So you can keep it within reach,
Yeah.
and then it keeps the dogs from like damaging them, because a lot of dogs will, splash all the water out, grab it.
And they're cheap. Go ahead and get 2, because especially if you got a chewer, they probably will chew it up.
They will. And then if you don't put it in shade, the sun will rot it.
Yeah.
So
that sun will be brutal on it. It'll fade it out and it'll crack. Yeah.
Yeah. Our dogs used to hop in it, and then Toby, because he's 3-legged, he'd put his nub up on the end so it looked like he was resting in the pool.
Nice.
But go to give him a bath, and he's like,
Yeah. Stay away from inflatable pools. That's not your friend. They will pop those
just
quick.
The plastic kiddie pools.
Yeah.
Or even like one of the sand beds.
Yeah.
The plastic sand beds.
Yeah.
Those are a thicker plastic, but they still, would serve a purpose.
Of course, if you love landscape and stuff, dig yourself a little pond out there and everything else, and then let the dog play in that.
Right. And when you're at it, call me.
And then we'll come over and we'll play in it too.
But those are the reasons why we were asking for the dog houses.
Okay. So, but if anybody's listening, maybe have an extra one.
Yeah, if you do.
Or you make them or have access to some. Let the
Bless you.
let the store or the Humane Society know.
Yeah, just give us a call. And then we do have an Amazon wish list. I have not been able to get it to Abby, who updates our Facebook page. So if anybody's wanting to purchase one that way, I have to update that to the Amazon wish list, because that's not something that we put on the wish list. The wish list is like dog food, cat litter, cat toys, dog toys.
The day-to-day more stuff.
Yeah. But I'm going to update it. I just haven't had a chance to.
Okay.
And then she'll post it as soon as I can find some affordable, reasonable sized dog houses to link to the wish list.
Excellent. Very good. So be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, if you do have one or know of one and it's still serviceable, when we try to move it, it falls apart. That's not going to help us. Get us one that's still in good condition.
Yes. And if you're able to bring it by and drop it off, that would be great. If you're not able to, give us a call and we'll see what we can do about making
arrangements and stuff. Yeah. I'm working that a little bit now with my own stuff here on our donation here. So I'm crossing fingers. There's other people involved that I got to hope work out on that. So. But well, speaking of that, since I'd mentioned that real quick, let's talk a little about thrift store. How's it doing?
Yeah.
And what I know there's always something going on over there with sales and things.
I have an entire list of stuff. So when we go grocery shopping and we get all them tons of plastic bags, the thrift store takes them when people want to get rid of them. And that's what they use to rebag people's items that they purchase. So they are running low on plastic bags.
So
if anybody has a plethora of stored Walmart or Albertsons bags, they would kindly appreciate them.
Okay.
They still have Easter galore, from baskets to the plastic eggs to the grass to decorations. There's a ton.
Awesome.
They have still the twin bed frames. I think they sold the bunk bed, but I think they still have just the regular bed frames.
Okay.
They've got like 6 or 7 flat screen TVs.
Oh, wow.
Varying in sizes from like 32 inches to bigger than those.
Okay. Up to like 40, 50 inch maybe. Okay.
Yep.
And they're probably dirt cheap.
They are.
And buying a brand new one.
What they've been doing is the area that they have them at, they have them plugged in so you can actually see them working. So you know that they do work.
Yeah. And they're probably perfectly good TVs. Someone just said, hey, I want a bigger screen. Or
they got their income tax and went and bought a bigger TV.
480K, whatever nonsense letters and initials they put on them now. And so you get a TV for probably a third of the price it costs brand new.
Yep. And then yesterday they were donated a California King bed frame.
Okay.
The people that donated it, when they bought it, they paid $3,000 for it.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
No. They have it priced at $500. It's just the frame. There's no mattress or box springs. But they downsized, and so
bed's too big, huh?
Bed's too big.
Yeah, it happens.
So a $3,000 bed frame for $500.
That's a good deal.
It is.
It is a good deal.
They're like, don't you?
And they're nice. I mean, if you got the room, it's worth having.
They're like, don't you have a California King? I'm like, yes, and I just bought a bed frame. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, I just have a regular king, but we're short.
Well, I'm shorter than you.
Yeah, but Mike's even shorter than me, so we really don't need big.
But you only have 2 cats. I have a Great Dane in a box.
We have 2 cats. Yes, yeah, that is true.
They have a countertop dishwasher.
But my cats want your space regardless, so it doesn't matter.
So do my dogs. So I have to pick the biggest area because I know they're going to cram me.
I could literally make the wool bowl field a mattress that size, and the dog's going to crowd, or the cat's going to crowd me off.
My dogs are the same way. So I saw the coolest thing over there, and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
It is a countertop dishwasher.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
It is like the coolest thing.
It sits on the counter,
It sits on the counter,
like a appliance.
Yes.
Like a toaster or something.
Yes. Hold on, I'm going to show you.
Interesting. I've never heard of that. I mean, I guess why not? But
so they are valued online at $600.
Okay.
They have it priced for $300. Come on.
Interesting. How big? Like how many plates? I'm trying to wrap my head around what it looks like. Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
So it's like the size of a microwave.
Yeah.
And you could fit maybe a dozen plates in there. Some in I mean, pots and pans be tricky, but you could.
So
definitely,
if you live in an apartment and you don't like to do dishes,
if one or two people live in that, you can easily use that thing.
And so it comes with a connector that you just hook up to your sink.
Okay.
And then when you're done using it, you unscrew it, and then you go about your business.
Nice. Do you put like regular dishwashing soap in it and everything, or I wonder? Or you just go buy
It is.
Or it has to have special. Or can you just buy the little Cascade balls and drop it in there and do your thing?
This doesn't tell me, but I know Manny was telling me, and I kind of wasn't paying fully attention.
Okay.
Because I was like, "Oh, that's really cool," but I don't need it. So
I want to see it. I've never seen one before. So, but it looks like it's about the size of a microwave. It has a front window, so you can kind of see in.
Yeah, you could actually watch
your dishes washing. Yeah. So.
They have a vintage metal chair, so anybody who's interested in vintage stuff.
Yeah, collectible stuff there. Probably worth some money. Probably worth more money than you realize.
They have it priced at $150. I'm not exactly sure the actual value of it, but the vintage people know that stuff.
Yeah.
They have
that sounds like one of those things that you could show up on Antiques Roadshow and it's like, it's worth $1,000. You're like, whoa.
I need a Mike Wolf from American Pickers to come pick our thrift store.
Yeah, come pick through here, see what we got.
Yeah. They have a kitchen table that was also donated from the same place where they got the California King frame.
Okay.
They paid $800 for the table.
They had a lot of downsizing to do. Huh?
They did. And so they have the table. There's no chairs, but it's the table, and they have it priced at $300.
Okay.
Anybody needs high chairs for kids, they have 3 very nice, brand new kids' high chairs.
Awesome.
They have those priced at $50 each.
And they're way more than that brand new. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And then men. Calling out to all big and tall men.
Okay.
If you need clothes.
All right.
They have like 4 racks of big and tall men's clothing, brand new with tags on them.
Okay, so like 4Xs and 3Xs and XL long ones and all that.
Yep.
So for the big guys out there.
For the big guys. They have a lot of clothing for men or women and kids as well, but they just had a whole bunch of like men's clothes.
Good.
Brand new donated.
Well, big guys, it gets expensive and hard to shop for us sometimes. Well, not me. I'm not a big guy. I'm a fat guy, but not a big guy.
Calling all men above 6 foot.
Yeah. I'm a bowling ball.
And now that your head's shiny, it matches even more.
Right, it's even more apropos.
And tennis shoes. Anybody needing like running shoes, activewear shoes, they have a ton of shoes.
Excellent.
Men's, women's, kids.
And they're probably all the name brands, Adidas,
They are.
Nike, that you paid $100 or $70 for new, and you probably get them for like $20-$30 now.
I think they have them marked at like 15 or 20
Yeah,
bucks.
not even. So.
Yeah, so, but they have a lot of stuff.
Good deal. And those are good because, certain people have like I'm not so bad. I'm size 9, but I know when you get in like 12, and sometimes it's a little trickier
They're
to find
hard
your
to
size.
find.
So I bet you can find them in there because that's usually, that's where you find those sizes like that.
One of my employees, she's like, I'm so odd. I'm a woman who wears a size 11. And I'm like, and inevitably she will find any shoe she wants at the thrift store in her size.
Yeah, it's kind of weird like that. How they, I think it's because when people that have big feet know the misery of other people, and they say,
Right.
I want to help somebody else. I think, you know what I mean? I think they know
they're
the
like,
struggles
okay,
they go through.
I haven't worn these out yet. Somebody still got some miles on them.
Yeah, well, if you can find a whole bunch of short, fat people, because like my waist pants, my pants are too long and the waist too big. That's what happened to my time.
I guess they thought that, if your waist got wider, your legs got taller.
Like, no, I got legs of a 2-year-old, but with a waist of a 50-year-old man. I need
I need short and round.
That's right. I need like little clown pants or something. But
We need Oompa Loompa pants.
Yeah.
But they always have a lot of stuff. As the weather's
Absolutely.
warming up and everything, people are calling in for donations more. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to have some items picked up, call to the thrift store.
And bigger stuff, make arrangements. Do
Yeah.
it, because if it's stuff that takes up space, like your beds and that kind of stuff, they only have so much room for storage there.
Right.
And trust me, they want it, but they might say, can you hold on to it for a week or two while we make room, or we got room, but it's got to be down today. And of course, if you need to deliver, like if you can't have the means to get there, make arrangements. They can do some of that too. But again, it's planning. It takes logistics. You can't just roll up with that stuff. You got to call ahead and say, hey, and so they can make the abilities to make it available, or
Right.
whatever's needed for that.
They can clear out adequate space so there's no tripping hazards for anybody.
So we're very thankful you think. Please do. But please understand if they do say, we do want it, but don't take it like, I guess they don't need it. I'm not going to, just understand that they're dealing with logistics. And once they can clear it out, then bring it on in. But
we have limited space.
Exactly. And to be honest, Primo space is probably wrapped up for the animals and making sure they've got all their needs. And so, I know it's one facility, but 2 facilities. And but still, real estate's a prime over there, and they've got to devote it to the main course of what they're supposed to be doing there.
So basically, the storage area for the thrift store that they have to store new items is like the size of just your front office out there.
Gotcha. So that's not a lot of room.
It's not a lot of room.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, we can't just like take away the parking lot and add on stuff.
So you want to help out? Buy stuff. Come in there, buy stuff.
Yeah,
that frees
come
up
shop.
space, and then they got room for more stuff.
So when you're ready to get rid of stuff, come and buy our stuff, and then we'll take the old stuff, and therefore it's an exchange.
Like I said, I'll just give you. I can give you a hint. In the coming days, they'll get 2 new recliners that I'm about to donate, because I'm getting 2 new recliners. So that's why I'm telling you, make arrangements, because I'm right in the middle of doing all this stuff right now. So
He pre-texted yesterday.
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
I warned
hey.
her about a month ago when we made the purchase and all that.
Yeah, he's like, so.
Yeah.
And I told Camille yesterday, I was like, so remember those recliners I told you about? She goes, yeah, like a year ago. And I started laughing. I was like, well, they're finally coming. And she goes, okay. And I was like, he wants to know, do you have room tomorrow? And she goes, yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, okay.
I'm hoping, see what they did, because they're like here in town, and I think they're going to deliver today and all that. And they're Glenn's Furniture. Those people are amazing. They said, you know what? We'll pick up your old chairs and we'll take them down to the Humane Society for you.
And ironically, we have quite a bit of people that do that. Like if they buy something new from Glenn's, like Glenn's already knows, they just know the backup and they know the whole routine.
Yeah. And so, and again, it's, I'm a big, I've been a loyal customer of Glenn's for many years. They've done me very well every time I've made a purchase. I will go back there every time and sing the praises of Glenn's Furniture. But this is why too, because they go above and beyond with their customer service.
They do.
And so, but my crux in the plan is you guys close at 4:30, and I'm not sure if they're gonna do their thing, because my wife gets off at 3:30, and then it's gonna be a dance. We'll see if we can make it. If not, we may have to figure it out.
If they need me to hang around a little bit longer, I can.
We'll see what happens. I'm hoping none of that, because technically, I think I still have to technically pay for it, because I think we gave them some money, but you got to pay for it once the chairs get here. So I got to go give them a check, and then they got to go do all that. So.
You're like, I got to finish the deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all done, but that's because I was like, do we pay now? He said, no, we'll pay me the rest when the chairs get here. I guess in case something happens and we don't get the chairs, and therefore no money, but because they're custom, they have to make them and pick the fabric you want and all that. So take like a month or so.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So we got 2 new chairs, and I'm excited because the new chair I got. Now the old chairs I love. I've had them chairs for about 10 years, and they got my big old butt groove in them, but they're good chairs, and they're power recliners. So this new one I got is another power recliner, but this one has an added head part. So, like, I can not only recline back, but I want my head up and recline back. Now, this has a separate thing where I can prop my head up while still recline back, so I can watch TV completely flat and see the TV. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited about that.
Oh, I'm over here thinking, I'm like, I wonder if Mike's gonna let me come over and watch TV tonight. Mike, you got that TV set up?
I won't let you sit in there first, but you can sit in it, afterwards. I got to work my butt groove into it.
That's fine. You get your butt groove in there. And then I'll be like, Mike, I'm barbecue, and I'll bring some over.
There you go. But, yeah, you cook. Yeah, you can come on over. That's the ticket. You bring food, you come on over.
You want a spot in the chair? You got to bring food.
Bring food. We're good.
That's how we get the butt grooves in the chairs.
Give and take. But folks, if you do think of the Humane Society here and that kind of stuff, because
And there's a lot of things that people don't realize that we cannot sell. Car seats.
Okay. Oh, because of the safety and all that. And to be honest, I'm all for buying used things. There's certain things you maybe should not buy used, and the car seat's probably one of those.
So, like, if you have a car seat and, your child has outgrown it, even though it might be perfectly fine, we cannot sell it.
Right. It's because you don't know what that chair's been through, and it may look fine, but something may have happened to it that compromised the integrity of it. And the moment that thing's in a car accident or something, it could break or malfunction.
Right. So if you want to, like, find a use for it, you might call, like, the battered women's shelter and say, hey, I wouldn't per se use this for driving. I never had any issues, but could you use it for somebody who's got a small child that, they need it, but not for driving?
Well, and yeah, you can leave it, like, say you're in the kitchen. You want to put the baby in the chair on the kitchen table while you're washing dishes or whatever. That would be very handy. And it's good for that. But don't use it in a car.
Right. But we can't, we can't even give them away.
Gotcha.
So, if you are the actual purchaser of it and you're handing it down to somebody, that's different. Yeah. But we can't give them away
well, you
because
have to protect yourself too. Because the moment you give it away and some kid dies in that, they can sue you.
Right.
Even though you warned them, you told them, and you gave it to them, and they ain't charged, but still, they've got a case. And and not to mention, we don't want a baby to die here. That whole thing, we don't want none of that to happen. So,
no, and
let's
this
just
world is
err
too
on the side
happy.
of caution here, and to be honest, that's probably one thing you should buy new. If you're buying a car seat for the car, go get a new one. Get it the right size for what you need. Make sure you get checked out. You can always go by the law enforcement, the police office, and have them inspect and do it.
Yes.
And I highly recommend you do that. So,
but if you are thinking about us, if you have car seats, just remember, we cannot sell them.
Yeah. But if you got baby clothes,
yes, anything else,
playpens,
yes,
the toys that still aren't destroyed, books, children's books. Baby, like the bottles and even if you got formula and stuff, I imagine that stuff's pretty valuable too,
You could actually take the formula to the women's shelter.
Okay, directly?
Yeah, because they will, any battered woman with children, that's how they disperse it, is by donations.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that would be better benefited to go to them.
Yeah, so please, but yeah, the car seats, please just get rid of those or find another purpose for them.
Yeah.
That they're just
it's unsafe.
Yeah, it's just but again, anytime you make a donation, call ahead first just to make sure that even clothes and things for I know that people do this with good intention, but it causes more harm than good. Don't just leave sacks of things outside for them to because what happens is homeless people come through, ransack it, steal it, do worse things to it. Or sometimes it's not any good to y'all. Y'all just use it as a trash can. And I get it. You're like, well, here's a bunch of clothes. Yeah, but would you wear these clothes? They literally are not serviceable clothes.
So if you are wanting them to be used as bedding for the animals, there's a separate area to donate those.
Yeah.
If you want, if hey, these are not wearable or sellable, but they could be used a couple of times for bedding.
Yeah.
Bring those to the kennels during our business hours.
Okay.
If it's stuff that you would wear again, it just doesn't fit, or you just don't like it anymore,
then donate it.
Then donate to the thrift store.
Yeah.
And
they
then
keep
that
shrinking
way,
your shirts on you. I get that. They do them to me too.
I know. Yeah. Dryers are a horrible thing, but I love them at the same time.
Shrinking my pants. Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you and if you're not sure, you can always say, hey, look, I'm not sure if you feel this is sellable or not.
Yeah.
But
imagine jeans could get in that world because one man's holy jeans is another fashion choice.
True. My husband is very upset because I made him throw a pair of jeans away the other day. I was like, they're ripped. And
well,
he goes,
here's the rule. 1 hole in the knee, trash. 8 holes all up and down it, fashion choice.
But it wasn't in the knee. It was in the bouton.
Oh. Well,
right outside the back pocket.
I recommend less fiber.
And slowly going down. And I told him, I was like, you're about to have a blowout. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, throw them away.
Yeah.
And he's all, but they're comfortable. And I'm like, throw them away.
Yeah, holes from the belt line to mid-thigh, any holes in that region, that you should get rid of. Front or back.
So in his moment of annoyance, he just grabbed them and finished the rip. So that way they were trash.
Official trash.
Yes.
If I can't wear them, no one else will.
Pretty much.
I get you.
But if you're not sure if you feel that they're sellable, you can always say, you know,
call ahead.
I'm not sure about these. They might be bedding for the animals.
You bring it down and they say, no, we can sell that, or no, that's bedding. Either way, they'll just put it in the appropriate bin that they need to.
Yeah.
So, but call and ask. Don't choose for yourself if you're a little on the fence about that. So, and then of course, shop. That's the other thing. I want to encourage you. I'm telling you, with Easter around the corner here. Go, if you're looking for Easter baskets and the eggs and the grass and all that stuff, go to the thrift store first. If you don't find it there, go to another thrift store. Because
there's like 5 of them in town.
Yeah, because there's no need for you to spend hard-earned money on brand new grass and baskets. There's just too many of them around that you could get for pennies on the dollar. Yeah. Save your money for the candy inside it or for Easter dinner or something.
Oh, yeah. I still got to find you Cadbury eggs.
Yeah. Oh,
the originals.
Eggs. I love them bad boys. It's Cadbury egg season. This is my favorite time of year just because of eggs.
You know what's funny? So, like, I'm not a big peanut butter person, but I do like Reese's cups. Mm-hmm. That's, like, one of the few ways I eat peanut butter.
Gotcha.
But my favorite Reese's are the egg-shaped.
The Easter eggs.
The Easter eggs. Because they just taste different. The peanut butter is different. It's not
I think
the
it's
same.
The chocolate to peanut butter ratio is a little different. Like, it's a little stouter, maybe.
I don't know. But, like, to me, like, when I bite into it, like, it still looks like the same thin layer of chocolate and then the same center of peanut butter.
I think it's thicker peanut butter in there. Like, the cup is thinner, whereas I think
they're the same in size.
Is it? I thought they were a little fatter. Like they were.
Well, they have some of the bigger ones, but like just the regular 88-cent eggs that you get at Walmart.
Okay,
that's sad. They're the same, width.
I'm thinking because I'll get the 6-pack of them.
Yeah,
and I think those are a little bit larger.
They are,
and they kind of have a hump in the egg, so I think it's a little more peanut butter ratio. I don't know there. Yeah.
But I like Reese's, but when it's like Easter time, like them.
What about like the Christmas trees or the? What do they do at Halloween? Is it pumpkins?
It's pumpkins. No, they don't taste the same. It's just the egg ones.
Yeah. I like them all. I don't care. I just eat them all. I'm not picky. Although, as a chocolate lover, I tried because they have Reese's ones that are like if you like more peanut butter, there's ones that have more peanut butter, and if your one's a chocolate. And I tried the chocolate one. I liked it, but not as much as the original. So the peanut butter chocolate ratio from the original is the right formula.
It is.
Yeah, too much peanut butter, too much chocolate. It's good, but not as good as the middle one.
Yeah, like when you have like just that little sliver.
Yeah.
And then a light coating around.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to change.
Yep.
Quit messing with perfection.
Do you like the Girl Scout cookies with the peanut butter and chocolate? I can't remember the name of them. I think it's got a little cookie in it too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not a big peanut butter person.
I know, but I figure if you like the Reese's, that one you might like because it's kind of like a Twix meets a Reese's when you eat it.
Samoa.
Yeah, that's the coconut one.
Those are pretty much the only Girl Scout
cookies. Is it Tagalong? Is what they call the peanut butter ones?
I think so. I think John got some. And, like they weren't.
They're my third favorite.
So Samoa's and then
Thin Mints. And then,
no, I don't like Thin Mints.
Thin Mints. I'm all about the Thin Mints. I'll eat a whole sleeve and don't even realize it.
John got like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something this last
go
that's
around. A new one. I don't think I've had that one.
And it was actually pretty good.
Okay.
And then he always likes the lemons, but Samoa's are my...
That's the one seed.
One and only, and I don't need anything else. And then, ironically, I don't like just you give me one box and I'll eat them, and then...
You're good?
I'm done. Like, I don't need 35 boxes of Girl Scout cookies.
If you put them there, I will eat them. Whether there's 1 or 50, I will eat them.
Oh, that's too funny. No, but you get me like a chocolate covered graham cookie from like the dollar store, and I'm like, oh, I'm down.
I'll tear that up too. I'll buy a whole bag of those or a container of those chocolate covered fudge grams, whatever they call them.
Throw them in the freezer.
Okay.
And then When you want one, pull it out of the freezer and eat it frozen.
Okay.
Like it's like an ice cream bar.
I'll try that.
Oh, man.
Matter of fact, I have some in the house right now. I'll throw some in the freezer and try it.
Yeah.
I will do that. I always keep up.
It will change your perspective on them. Nice. You will love them even more.
Yeah, I got a sweet tooth.
And it's weird, like I don't have like a big sweet tooth.
Yeah.
But when I have my sweet tooth, it's like I can't find anything in the world that cures it.
Yeah.
I'm like, ah.
I kind of have a go-to of several things, but the graham chocolate covered grahams are in my rotation. That's one of them. So.
Like,
yeah.
And those things are like, you can't stop with just one.
Yeah. Even the generic ones are good. Like you get the Walmart version or the whatever, Sam's Club version or whatever. Yeah. But anyway, I should bring it back here. Shop Easter at the thrift store. That was the point of all that. Don't buy that stuff brand new. Come to the thrift store because, again, every penny that you spend in that thrift store, when you buy clothing and microwaves and countertop dishwashers and the California King beds, every penny of that goes back to paying for vet bills, paying for the upkeep of the animals, paying for the cleaning supplies and everything that you need to keep the shelter open and safe and healthy.
Yes.
All the stuff that's required there, that's what that money is used for. Every cent that thrift store raises goes back to those animals in some way, shape, or form. So by you buying your grass there and buying your stuff there, not that kind of grass. Go to another place to get that. There's lots of places to do that too.
We don't have that
permit. Go to the thrift store. So
and then we are still collecting donations for the roof.
Yes, that's an ongoing thing. So
that is.
There is a donate now button on the website if you'd like to contribute
that way. Yes, and then
there's
just a little note box you can put towards the roof, just so that way we know where you want your donation designated to.
Yeah. Or if you come by the shelter, drop off a check or a big
if you don't care where your donation goes to, just general donation.
Yeah, and then we'll use it as you guys see fit. Basically,
right.
If it need to pay for vet bills or parvo shots or whatever it needs to do. So.
And then to our knowledge, the actual roof construction has stopped. We're waiting for the inspector to...
So it's a little quieter?
For now. Do the final take.
I say a little. There's a lot of animals barking.
Yeah, that's why I said a little. When they do their final inspection, then I'll know for sure if, anything else has to be done. But as for the most part, it does appear to be done.
Good.
So if we actually do get moisture...
I'm going to say we've scheduled some rain tomorrow. Maybe we can get tested out.
I know, that's what I was saying.
We'll
I was
have a test party tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, it was weird because, one of our main problem areas, when it snowed and then, it melts and stuff.
Yeah.
One of my employees, Andrew, he comes running up to the front and he's like, come here. And I'm like, oh, crap, what now? And he only does that when there's something wrong.
So you know it's not good when he says
I'm
it.
like,
You're like, I'm about to get hit with some badness. Yeah.
So I'm running back there with him and he goes, look. And I'm like, what? And he goes, there's no water. And I'm like,
there's nothing
crap.
Here. You're like,
and I'm all looking up and you can hear it draining and stuff. And I'm like, hey.
Y'all start dancing.
I know. Yeah. And I was like, all right, now we got to go check this kennel. We got to go check this. So
touching the ground. It's dry.
We went through all the problem areas and I was like, all right. And we're looking up and
everything's working.
He's filling and I was like, sweet. Maybe they found the problem for it. And he laughed and he goes, we better not jinx this. He goes, all right, let's go back to work. And I started
while
laughing.
We're ahead.
But the one area where the back section for the kennels goes into quarantine and then where it connects to general population, there was a big crack in the wall and it would just come into the walls, down the concrete wall, and just flood.
That can't be good for the structure of the building.
No,
either.
And instead of it going into the drainage, it drained into the kennels. And so there was always a puddle and I was like, hey, our puddle's missing. So it's really weird.
It's nice when the roof's doing what it's supposed to.
It
do.
is.
Yeah.
And so there's certain areas where we'd have to put buckets up so that way it would keep the dogs from getting wet.
Sure.
And he's like, I can remove my buckets.
It's nice, man.
Yeah, so
it's great. You don't realize how much you appreciate something until you get it or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's one of those moments you get it. Yeah.
Precipitate tomorrow, we might get a secondary test.
All right.
Because that test was before they even sealed the main part.
Y'all should do a Facebook video if it's pouring down raining. Y'all do a video of just a group of y'all stand there and say, "Look, no water." Dun, 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 like one of those little. Dun, dun. You can see that. Envision that.
And get Andrew to do that. He'd be like,
Very cool.
But
I just saw the time. We're almost out of time.
Oh crap! But yes, please, if you'd like to donate monetary, cleaning
Everything
supplies, everything does help because whatever's donated allows us to put more towards something else that's needed.
Dog food, cat food, litter. Always say litter. Don't get the fancy stuff.
No.
Get the cheapo clay stuff. The stuff that comes in a big, looks like a cement bag. That's all you need. The clumping stuff, the ones that tell you what your cat ate in 1982, don't need any of that stuff. They do use some of that for when there's a sick cat and everything to try to help.
But Petco keeps us supplied with that.
And so you're good
don't
on that.
Spend the money on it.
So the regular stuff that they use every single day, because they throw out the litter box, because they use the old Coke boxes as litter boxes, and for sanitation and health reasons, those get disposed of all together. Therefore, that there's no communicable diseases that can spread through those litter boxes.
Now, if you have some and you don't have a use for it anymore, then yes, obviously.
Sure.
But we're not asking you to run out and spend all that money.
Don't spend a bunch of money because it's expensive.
It is. You can go to Sam's Club, Walmart, Tractor Supply, get a 50-pound bag for like $5 or $6.
Yeah.
And that is sufficient.
Yeah, that stuff is nice, but it's a bit bougie.
We don't have bougie kitties.
Those are meant for automatic kitty litter boxes that the robot stuff
Yeah.
and that's what they're meant for.
Yeah, we
Not us
we are the
scoopers.
automatic and the kitty litter boxes.
Not us scoopers out there.
Yeah, it is appreciated, but you
Yeah.
could get more for your bang if you just get the clay.
Absolutely.
And that way it's not being wasteful.
Absolutely, and everything gets used, and everything
Yes.
and it's cheaper. It saves you money, and
It does.
So, but come see the pets.
Yes.
RoswellHumane.org is the website. You can adopt, see all the pets available for adoption, including the ones in quarantine because of weight or waiting on shots or something. They'll say not available nigh them if you see one of those.
We have started something new. So if we do have an adoption pending and we're waiting for a prepay to come back, so in the area where we would normally put not available, we've put adoption pending.
Okay.
So that way people are aware that, that one is in the process.
Sure. Someone wants that one, but we're doing the paperwork on it.
Right. And then once the paperwork is finalized, we obviously take that animal off the website.
Because it's home and it's new, forever home.
But if somebody changes their mind, we can easily remove the adoption pending.
Sure. Or something happens, like they didn't qualify because their yard wasn't there, or they have a dog that didn't get along with this dog, something like that. That happens all the time.
So that way, it kind of just makes it a little bit easier for people browsing the website, because we do have some really cute ones right now. And the phone calls have been wonderful with the amount of people hey, I want this animal. And I'm I'm so sorry, we just finished an adoption. So it's more beneficial for us to be able to inform people that, hey, we are working on this animal as an adoption.
So we don't get people's hopes up right out the gate when they're already in a process of being.
Yes.
I get that. But RoswellHumane.org is there. Plus, if you want to become a member, your kids, your pets, everybody can. That money helps. Again, going back to all the stuff we talked about there.
Yes.
Don't forget the Donate Now button if you want to donate for the roof or for basically anything to help the Humane Society. You can do that through that button there as well, too. And come to the thrift store. Come
shop.
Yeah.
That helps us out just as equal as regular donations.
Give the hours before we got to go.
So the thrift store is Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4:30, and then the kennels are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 12, and 1 to 4:30.
Yep. If you want to be in the New Stuff Club, they meet Wednesday mornings, 10 o'clock.
They get there about 9:40.
Yeah, and that's because that's the new day at the thrift store. If you want to see the new stuff they pulled out of storage or came in from last week, Wednesday's the day it shows up on the floor there. So good deal. Well, thank you as always.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, and we will see you next time.
Yes.
All right, 10:01. We're done. Have an amazing day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow. Take care.
Hostages will be resuming next week. That's according to Hamas, after a delegation of the Palestinian terrorist group left Cairo. Stocks are higher. The Dow ahead 156 points, and the NASDAQ is adding 217. More at townhall.com.